The story begins with a novel. The name of this novel is 3 Ways to Survive the Apocalypse. The main character, Kim Dokja, has reached its end, on which it is written that if you are reading this, then you will survive. It is 10 minutes to 7 in the evening. Dokja, swiping the page on his mobile, says, "Has the novel really ended?" He is going home from the office. At this time, he is in the metro. He introduces himself saying, "I am Dokja." In Korean, Dokja means lonely or a reader. Whenever I introduce myself, almost every time people misunderstand. People think that I am Dokja, meaning lonely. Showing his employee card, he says, "My name is Mr. Dokja Kim. My father gave me this name so that I could become a strong and independent person. But it seems that my name is a curse because I have remained alone and single my whole life. This is me, Kim Dokja. Age 28 years, graduated from a third-rate college. Currently, he is working in the game development industry. He says that I really like reading web novels in the metro while going home from the office, but today is very different from other days." Just then, he hears a girl's voice. "Easy there, lest you get sucked into the phone." He sees that Yu Senga, a beautiful girl from the office's HR department, is standing in front of him. He gets nervous seeing her. Senga asks, "Are you going home?" Sitting beside him, she says, "Me too. I'm lucky. My manager has gone on a business trip." Dokja cannot believe that the most popular girl at his work is in the metro with him. He notices that she smells very nice. He knows that from the HR manager to the finance team manager, everyone would be eager to drop Senga home. He asks, "Do you often go home by metro?" Senga tells him, "Someone stole my bicycle. I'm working overtime these days, so I thought my exercise would also be done with the bicycle." Dokja is sitting very close to her. He thinks, "Now I understand why everyone is crazy about Senga. Anyway, what is it to me? Mine and Senga's worlds are very different. And anyway, Senga is not the only reason that today is very different." Dokja notices that Senga is learning Spanish from a mobile app. He says, "You're very hardworking." Just then, peeking into his phone, Senga asks, "What are you reading?" Dokja pulls his phone away. He doesn't want to tell her that he is reading a web novel. Senga understands that he is reading a novel. She says, "I also like novels." Naming some well-known novelists, she says, "I really like his novels. Who is your favorite author?" Dokja, getting nervous, says, "You wouldn't know about its author. It isn't famous." Dokja thinks, "I really like reading web novels in the metro while going home from the office. It is my hobby, but I'm not proud of this hobby. Today is special because this novel, which can also be called WTSA in short, I have been reading it for the last 10 years, and today it is going to end." People might think why I am making a fuss about this, but this story is very special to me. I have been reading this story since the 8th grade, when these students bullied me in school. Even then I was reading it, and even when I failed the entrance exam and got admitted to a third-rate college, and even when I was assigned to the front line in the military, and even now, when I am moving from one company to another as an unstable contract worker. He remembers that he doesn't have a single good memory. And the fiction world I had been following for the last 10 years is now about to end. Today, the epilogue of TWSA will be uploaded. It has a total of 3,149 episodes. It was a very big journey that supported me from my teenage years to adulthood. I can't believe the series continued for just one viewer. Up to its first chapter, there were 2,200 viewers. Coming up to the 10th chapter, only 20 viewers remained, and by the 50th chapter, 12 viewers. And after that, only I alone kept reading the story. This story is written just for me. Just for me. I wanted to support its author, but I can barely make ends meet myself. That's why I thanked him by writing a comment. I recommended the series to others too, but people thought I was its author or an attention seeker. Dokja and Sanga's eyes meet. Breaking the silence, Dokja says, "Just look, it's been almost a year since we started working in this company." As if it was just yesterday.
but our one-year contract is about to end. But just then, he remembers that Sang-ah was promoted to a full-time employee last month. He says, "Forgive me. Congratulations. It seems I should have also learned a foreign language. Then I, too, would have been promoted to a full-time employee." Sang-ah says, "It's fine. I also haven't completed my performance assignment yet." Dokja thinks, "I don't want to admit it, but Sang-ah is very cool. If we were characters in a novel, Sang-ah would definitely be the heroine. I didn't try at all, but Sang-ah worked hard. I was reading a web novel while Sang-ah was learning Spanish. This was bound to happen. A girl like her was bound to become a full-time employee." Sang-ah says, "If you want, I can tell you the name of this language app." And meanwhile, Dokja is thinking, if the genre of my life wasn't nonfiction, could I also have become a hero? A boy is sitting in front of him who has bugs. This boy's name is Lee Gi-young. He refuses Sang-ah. "Knowing the name of the app doesn't make a difference to me." He thinks, "One thing is clear. In my life, I am not a hero, but a reader." He says, "I have to live my life." Hearing this, Sang-ah says, "You are very inspiring." Being inspired, she says, "I will also live my life." Just then, he receives a message. This message is from TWSA's author, TLS123. He is saying thank you to him. Dokja cannot believe it. He asks, "Are you the author of TWSA?" The author tells him, "Because of you, I could finish the story, and a contest in my story also won a prize." And meanwhile, Dokja thinks, what did he say? TWSA won a contest? Is he really the author? Dokja asks him about the contest. The author tells him it was a small contest. Anyway, let it be. And yes, soon this series is going to become paid content. From the beginning of the epilogue, this series will become paid content. I want to give you a present. Can you tell me your email address? At this time, Dokja has no idea what is going to happen next. The author tells him that because of him, he was able to publish a story. Meanwhile, Dokja thinks that it seems he is embarrassed, that's why he doesn't want to tell me about the contest. While sending his email, he thinks, what could be in the gift? It would be great if it's a $50 gift card. He receives a mail stating that TWSA will become paid content from 7 today. This will help you. All the best. This mail arrived at 6:55. It is 5 minutes to 7. He checks TWSA. He sees that the series has been removed from there. Just then, the metro lights go out. Sang-ah says, what happened? Suddenly, the metro stops. People think, could this be a terrorist attack? The metro stops. Dokja asks, are you okay? Sang-ah asks, what is happening here? Dokja tells her, don't be scared. Just then, he sees that it is 7 o'clock. Everyone is panicked. Sang-ah asks, Dokja, what is happening here? Dokja sees that a crack is being created there. Just then, an announcement is made that the free service of planetary system 8612 has ended. The scenario will start in a short while, meaning Earth's free service ends. Dokja tells that, in this moment, the genre of my life changed. A line from TWSA comes to Dokja's mind. Look, there is a dokebi. Actually, in Korean culture, a dokebi is like a goblin. Dokja thinks, I don't know where this sentence came from in my mind. Just then, he remembers the second sentence. The metro stops, and the whole cabin goes dark. Just then, he notices that the metro has stopped, and the cabin has gone dark. He says to himself, but this cannot happen. Just then, Sang-ah says, a dokebi. Dokja says, what did you say? Just then, he cannot believe what he sees in front of him. He remembers the description of the dokebi mentioned in TWSA. He cannot believe that the same dokebi is before his eyes. By the way, this dokebi's name is Bi-hyung. Everyone's eyes are on Bi-hyung. Dokja says that at that time, the line between fiction and reality blurred. Bi-hyung starts speaking, but no one understands his language, and meanwhile, the crowd has a mixed reaction. Some think this is augmented reality, and some have no idea about it. Dokja tells that no one knows what is happening here. This is the same dokebi that appears in the opening paragraph of TWSA. This creature starts the tragedy that does not stop for the coming thousands of chapters of TWSA. But how can this be possible? What is this same dokebi doing here? Sangha says, "It seems it is talking in Spanish. Shall I try talking to it?" Doctor says, "You don't even know what that thing is. What will you even ask it?" Just then, Bi-hyung says, "Can you all hear me? It seems the language patch was not working correctly. Do you understand what I'm saying?" Just then, a person says, "What are you doing? Are you shooting a movie or what? I have to go for my audition." Bi-hyung says, "It seems I should have done a bit more research before coming here. I found out that at 7 there would be the most customers." He says, "Everyone calm down. I have to talk to you about a very important thing." No one in the crowd is ready to listen to Bi-young. And meanwhile, Dokja thinks, "I know for sure how this story is going to start." He thinks, "I must stop them." He tells Sangha to keep standing there. Bi-young says, "It is very noisy here." Getting angry, he says, "You shut up." He blasts a person's head with his power. Seeing this, people nearby get scared. Killing many people, Bi-young says, "We are not shooting a film, and this is not a dream, nor is it a novel, and neither is it the reality you have lived until today." Dokja tells that I didn't want to admit it, but all this was real. Bi-young says, "Until now, you have lived a life of great comfort. You kept eating, sleeping, and enjoying without paying. You had a lot of fun. But now, this fun ends here. Nothing is free in this life, right?" Everyone there gets scared. Just then, a person asks, "So you want money?" This person's name is Myung-han, who is from Dokja's company's finance team. Dokja and Sangha recognize Han. Han, showing money to Bi-young, says, "So you want money? Tell me, how much money do you want?" Bi-young says, "So you are giving me your money?" Han says, "I will give you as much money as you want. Just let me go from here." Bi-young says, "Money is a good object for interaction between two humans." Says, "Right, money can solve everything." Just then, burning his money, Bi-young says, "But this is valid only in your space-time. It has no value in the macroscopic dimension. This was just a warning. If you try such a trick again, I will blast your head." He says, "It seems nothing will happen with such words. I am not going to explain to you anymore. It would be better if you earn money yourself." Roaming around there, Bi-young says, "Channel #BI7623 has opened. Constellations can come on the channel." Actually, Bi-young is a streamer who has opened his new channel #BI7623, aka Earth, where he will give scenarios to people for the entertainment of constellations. Constellations are powerful entities who can support people for their entertainment. People are generally called incarnations. Yu Sangha is nervous looking at that window, and meanwhile, Na-moon Kim is smiling looking at that window. A window appears in front of Dokja, too, that the main scenario starts, in which they have to prove their own value. For this, they have to kill one or more organisms. The time limit of this scenario is 30 minutes, and the reward is 300 coins, and the penalty for not completing it is death. Bi-young wishes everyone good luck. "I hope to get to see an interesting story." He disappears from there. Sangha contacts the police. Police are not picking up the call. What should we do? Dokja calms her.
He says that you must have played that game our company's working on, in which only a few people survive the apocalypse. Sangha asks, "But what does all this have to do with that game?" Dokja says, "Think of it as if we are now part of the game. Every game has some rules. We just have to follow them. We have to find out what those rules are." Dokja remembers the TWSA novel. A dokai bee with antennae, many corpses in the cabin, workers drenched in blood, and an old lady praying. I can't believe all this is happening, but now I can't deny it anymore. TWSA, which I had been reading for the last 10 years, has come into existence before my eyes. Dokja starts thinking about what he needs to do to survive. Just then, Hyun-sung asks everyone to calm down. He states that this is a national emergency. I will handle the situation from here. People ask, "Who are you? And what nonsense are you talking about that it's a national emergency?" Showing his ID, Hyun-sung says, "I am an army lieutenant, currently serving Unit 6502. Dokja is surprised to see Hyun-sung there. Hyun-sung says, "I have just received a message from my unit." Seeing his message, people realize that a national emergency has been declared. They ask Hyun-sung, "What is going on here?" Hyun-sung says, "I am trying to contact the army." People say, "If you can't contact the army, then contact the president." Hyun-sung explains to them, "I am a soldier. I cannot directly contact the Blue House." Meanwhile, Dokja thinks, "I knew a national emergency was going to be declared, but I'm not surprised because of that." Looking at Hyun-sung, he thinks, "I know him. Although I have never seen him, I know him. He is a supporting character from the TWSA novel." Dokja thinks, "I can't believe that a supporting character from TWSA has also arrived. He talks exactly like I read in TWSA. But wait a minute, is Hyun-sung really introduced in the story like this? No, I know for sure Hyun-sung doesn't appear in the story like this. He comes into the story only after the first scenario. So then how did this happen? If I could read TWSA again, I could understand this." Just then a person shouts that the Prime Minister is giving a speech. This really is a national emergency. Sangha shows the Prime Minister to Dokja. The Prime Minister states that unidentified terrorist attacks have occurred in some areas of this country, including Seoul. People think, why is the Prime Minister giving the speech? Where is the President? Some people find out in the video's comment section that the President has died. Just then he sees that the Prime Minister has also died. Bihyang arrives there. He says, "Didn't I tell you? This is no joke. It seems you still haven't understood. You think we are playing a game? Then so be it. I've heard that the people of this country perform well in games, so why don't we increase the difficulty level of this game?" Bihyang starts decreasing the scenario's time. It decreases from 30 minutes to 10 minutes. Bihyang, he tells that as a penalty, if no one dies in this cabin within 5 minutes, then all living organisms in this cabin will be terminated. Some people do not believe it. Some people ask Hyun-sung, "What should we do?" Sangha has grabbed Dokja out of fear. Meanwhile, Dokja thinks, "Everything is happening just as I remember here. But something is wrong. What is Hyun-sung, who's a major supporting character, doing here? But why hasn't the main character of TWSA arrived here yet? If I recall, he could arrive here anytime." Just then a person notices that someone has killed someone in the other cabin. A person touching the gate says, "Don't come here." They find out that there is an invisible wall there. The window states that before the scenario is completed, no one can come inside this cabin, nor can anyone go out. Bihyang says, "In some cabins the game has started, and in some cabins people are still sitting idly. So come, let me tell you what will happen if you do nothing within 5 minutes. Bihyang shows the Daipong Girls High School scenario, which is running in channel Bay 32515. They did nothing within the time. One by one, all the girls start dying. Seeing this, people get scared. Just then she sees that a girl is strangling her best friend to save her life. She kills her. Only one girl in that class survives, and that is Jihae. Actually, she is also a major supporting character of TWSA. Bihyang says, laughing, "So now did you understand?" Seeing this, there's an atmosphere of fear among people. They know that they also will have to do something like this, otherwise everyone will be killed. Sangha is also scared, and meanwhile Dokja thinks this is a very strange thing. Why hasn't he come here yet? He thinks that in the TWSA story, many events were happening at the same time. If I read it again, then I will find out what is going to happen. He sees that the TWSA novel has been removed from there, and anyway, this novel was not popular, so no one would have even shared it illegally. Just then he remembers that he had received a mail from the author. He sees that a file is attached in that mail. The author has sent that novel to Dokja. Dokja cannot believe it. He thinks, has he really sent me the novel as a gift? Just then an attribute window opens in front of every person or incarnation. Dokja remembers that every survivor gets a skill. This is exactly like a game. Let's see what my attribute is. For some reason his attribute window does not open. He thinks, what is this? Now how will I know what my attributes and skills are? Taking out his phone, he thinks, I should read the attached file. He's about to read TWSA, just then his skill gets activated. Due to this skill, he can read things very fast. He reads the opening chapter of TWSA in just a few seconds. Just then he sees that cabin 3707 is mentioned in TWSA. But he's in cabin 3807.
He understands why the story he read, why is this story going differently from that?
Because the main hero of the TWSA story is one cabin behind him, actually he is killing everyone in cabin 3707. Dokja thinks if the hero is in cabin 3707, then what is going to happen in my cabin 3807? Sangha asks Dokja, shouldn't we stop them? Dokja remembers that only 2 people are able to survive in his cabin. Just then, we are shown a boy who is hitting an old woman. That boy is Nam-woon Kim. Actually, this boy is also one of the major supporting characters of TWSA. Dokja remembers that Sangha and I are both going to die. In this cabin, only Hyun-sung and Nam-woon Kim are going to survive. Just then, holding Nam-woon's hand, Han says, "Don't you know one should respect elders?" Sangha and Dokja notice Han. Nam-woon says, "Do you want to die too? Don't you know what is going on here? Just look there. Didn't you understand the army's not going to help us and someone has to die here? We just have to decide who has to die." I know what you're thinking. We are not animals. How can we take someone's life for our survival? Normally, I would agree with you, but we have no other option. This is a kill or be killed situation. If you don't kill someone, then you will be killed. Think correctly. The world in which you were living until now has changed, and there are new rules in this new world. Dokja tells that Nam-woon Kim adapts to this TWSA world very quickly, and he is the one who, by destroying people's morality, incites the fight in this cabin. Due to Nam-woon's words, everyone starts hitting that old woman. Dokja remembers, I heard that many executioners pull the lever of the electric chair together, and they do this so that no one knows who really killed the prisoner. As if I am reading a novel. I am only watching them. As I remember, that old woman dies first. If I tamper with the story, then it will keep becoming different from the original story. But will it be right that I just keep watching that old lady dying? Just then, he sees that Sangha is running to help that old lady. Dokja says, "Don't go there. If you go there, he will kill you too." Looking at Sangha, he thinks that it seems some people are made to shine no matter what genre they are in. But Sangha cannot change this story because Sangha is not the heroine of the story. He says, "You stay right here. Do exactly as I am saying." Dokja is going to interfere in the story. He thinks, this was not my plan. He tells, I didn't interfere in the story until now because whatever is happening here, I approve of it. I was just waiting for the right moment, and now the right moment has come. Just then, an explosion occurs in the rear cabin. Taking advantage of this, Dokja runs towards Nam-woon Kim. Only 7 minutes and 32 seconds are left for this scenario to end. Nam-woon sees that Dokja is coming towards him. Dokja collides with him and knocks him to the ground. Nam-woon shouts, "What is your problem?" It might seem that Dokja might have pushed Nam-woon to save the old woman, but actually he has another plan in his mind. Searching for something in the cabin, he says that it should be here somewhere. He is looking for Gilyong, that boy with the insects. Dokja takes his insects from Gilyong. He gives Gilyong an insect too. He shouts, "You all stop right there." Even after killing the old woman, it's not like everyone's life will be saved. Hearing this, the crowd stops. Dokja has drawn everyone's attention to himself. He says, "Let's assume we kill the old woman. Then what? Suppose we got a little more time. Then what? Then whom will you kill? According to the Dokkaebi, we have to take at least one life. Then what will we do? Will you kill the person next to you?" Nam-woon Kim, standing up, says, "Don't you know? Then we will kill a loser like you." Dokja says, "I knew you would say something like that." He says, "Why should we risk our lives when we can survive the scenario even without murder? Don't you know, the scenario didn't say that we have to kill a human being." Showing the insects, he says, "We just have to kill a living organism." The crowd notices that Dokja has many insects. Seeing this, the entire crowd starts running towards Dokja. He thinks, why am I getting happy in this dangerous situation? Why am I smiling? Was I always this kind of guy? Dokja kills one insect and throws the rest of the insects into the air. A message appears for Dokja that the first kill mission has been completed. You are given 100 coins as a reward for this. People start looking for insects. Dokja sees that 3 minutes are left for the scenario to be completed. Just then, Namwon asks, "Why did you do that? You could have given those bugs easily." Dokja tells him that only 3 insects were left in that box. Hearing this, Namwon says, laughing, "So you threw that box because not everyone can be saved. Are you crazy? No sane person would pull a stunt like this. Don't lie to me. You want to watch them fight to save their lives." Dokja tells that Namwon Kim is this kind of guy. He's cruel, and he likes such situations. Just then, Dokja's character profile skill activates. With this skill, he can read character profiles, and he can see all of Namwon Kim's info. He can see which constellation is supporting him, what his personal skill is. Seeing this, Dokja thinks, "My attribute window is not opening, but I can understand what my skills are." He tells that Namwon is a kind of edgelord. In TWSA, many edgelords cannot adapt to the story and commit suicide, but Namwon is a different guy. He had been waiting for an apocalypse like this for a long time. He adapts to this TWSA world first. Namwon asks Dokja to team up. A message appears for Dokja that Namwon is interested in him. Your understanding regarding Namwon has increased. Now 2 minutes and 59 seconds are left for the scenario to end. The scene of cabin 3707 is shown. The whole cabin is burning. Many people have been killed. There is one person alive there who is the hero of TWSA. Dokja refuses Namwon Kim, saying, "I cannot join you. I work alone." Dokja thinks, "If I team up with Namwon, I will survive easily. If I hadn't read TWSA, I would have made this decision, but I am a reader who knows about him and his future." Namwon says, "Move out of my way. I have some work with this granny. I have to kill this insect that I was going to kill earlier." He's about to kill the old woman, but just then, Dokja grabs his hand. Namwon asks, "Are you trying to become a hero or what? Are you crazy?" Meanwhile, Dokja says in his mind, "I hate this character." Namwon, freeing his hand, says, "People like you make me angry." A message appears for Dokja that Namwon Kim hates you. Your hostility towards him has increased. Namwon Kim attacks him, which Dokja dodges. He thinks, "I knew you would do something like this." Namwon attacks him again. Dokja thinks, "This is the edgelord attribute skill. He has even activated his skill." Namwon attacks Dokja, but Dokja saves himself. Namwon says, "I didn't know I was so strong." Meanwhile, Dokja thinks, "So even after him being a psychopath, the hero took him in his team?" A message appears that your understanding regarding Namwon has increased. Dokja thinks, would it be right to use him? But just then, another message appears that you have unlocked level 1 of your skill, Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint. Dokja thinks, what is Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint? The crowd is still fighting for the insects. Hyunsung's gaze falls on Namwon and Dokja's fight. Namwon is trying to hit Dokja, but Dokja is dodging his every attack. Namwon asks, "Why am I not able to hit you?" Actually, this is happening because of Dokja's skill, Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint. With this, he can predict his enemy's movements. He sees that the next attack is going to come towards the face. He dodges that too. He thinks, as soon as my skill activated, I started knowing what he's going to do, as if I can read his mind. Dodging his attack, he falls down. He thinks, I can only survive his attacks. I cannot defeat him. I have to just pass the time like this. He tells Namwon that only 2 minutes are left. Namwon's gaze goes to that old woman. Dokja thinks, if he kills that old woman, then he will clear the scenario. Going towards the old woman, he thinks, I cannot let him move to the next scenario. And meanwhile, Namwon, taking out a knife, says, I knew you were going to do something like this. He has activated his skill, Knife Fight. Dokja realizes that he is going to attack his heart. He dodges his attack, but still, that attack grazes past him. Dokja picks up the woman and starts running. Due to the woman's weight, his body is trembling. He thinks, she could die at any moment. This world is survival of
the fittest. No, this world has always been like this.
Remembering his past, he thinks that according to the law of the jungle, the strong prey on the weak. Nothing has changed. The rules have just become clearer. If I want to survive here, I have to follow this rule. Namwoon says, "That's enough. You can't run anymore due to exhaustion. Help me. My time is running out." Holding the lady, Dokja says, "Do you know, an insect's egg can also be called an organism?" He has another grasshopper in his hand, and there are many eggs in that grasshopper. He crushes those eggs. Due to this, he starts receiving many messages that you have killed a living organism. For this, you are given 100 bonus coins. Like this, he has received many bonus coins. Namwoon Kim attacks him, and meanwhile, a message asks, "Do you want a tutorial on coin usage?" Skipping the tutorial, Dokja invests 2,700 coins into his stamina, due to which his stamina level increases from 1 to 10. This increases his physical durability. Namwoon Kim attacks him, but that knife cannot penetrate Dokja. Namwoon gets surprised. Dokja tells him, "Do you know, a grasshopper produces more than 100 eggs at a time. Today, not me, but you are going to die." Now only 57 seconds are left. Seeing this, Namwoon starts attacking Dokja continuously, but no attack works on Dokja, and while doing this, time runs out. Scenario 1 is completed. Only 5 survivors are left in that chamber. Bi-hyung comes back. He says, "This is very entertaining. Just look at what happened here. I was gone from here for just a few minutes." Corpses are lying in that cabin, and only 5 survivors are left there, among whom are Hyun-sung, Sang-ah, Gil-young, and Han. Namwoon Kim has died due to not completing the scenario. Dokja remembers that Namwoon was asking him for help. He says, "Save me." Dokja says, "But why should I do that? You were the one who said that the new world needs new rules." Namwoon says, "I don't want to die. Please save me." But just then, time runs out, and he dies. Dokja thinks, "You were right. I am just like you. I could have saved those people. I'm feeling guilty. But still, how am I so calm? I feel like instead of participating in this world, I'm reading a novel." A message appears that you have killed 124 living organisms, out of which 1 was a grasshopper and 123 were grasshopper eggs. Due to killing non-resistant organisms, your coins are halved. You have 6,200 coins. After using 2,700 coins on stamina, 3,500 coins are left with him. Due to exclusive slaughtering, he is given 300 coins as a reward. 100 coins are deducted for channel usage fees. Whatever additional rewards are there will be calculated soon. The metro starts moving. They all look outside the metro. They see that monsters have attacked Seoul. Han says, "What is happening?" And right there, Sang-ah is also shocked. Meanwhile, Dokja thinks that the world we knew is gone, and in this new world, only I know how this world will end. The metro stops again. A sea monster looks at the metro. Han feels like it is going to attack us, but the sea monster goes away from there. Dokja recalls that the snake sea monster is called an ichthyosaur. It is also called a sea serpent. In TWSA, it has been called a grade 7 monster. In this world, the highest priority is given to scenarios. As long as a creature is not in the scenario, it is not going to attack us. For now, we are safe. Looking at the stars above Bi-hyung's head, he thinks that there are 21 stars there. I know why he is so happy. Each star is like a constellation that has come to his channel. Constellations are the most mysterious beings of TWSA, and they are the masterminds behind this tragedy who live stream scenarios in the universe. In other words, these are the ones who watch the Dokebi's channel. There are currently 21 viewers on this channel, which is a lot for this new Dokebi. I know he is bursting with joy. He recalls that in the original story, Nam-won Kim kills almost everyone in this cabin. He receives a message that some constellations are angry with you due to Nam-won Kim's death. Taking the knife, Dokja thinks that the way the constellations have come, it seems like this is the start of the story. I can't believe it. Once I was in their position, but now they are the ones watching me. Just then, another message arrives that a constellation is impressed with you, and that constellation has gifted you 500 coins. Meanwhile, Dokja thinks that, of course, if some constellations hate me, then some constellations will support me too. I hope you like this show because one day you will pay for this with your life. Just then, Sanga asks him if he's okay. Dokja apologizes that I couldn't save that old woman. Sanga is about to ask Dokja something, but she stops. She thanks him for throwing that insect box towards her. Dokja says that it was just a coincidence. It won't happen again. He thinks that I don't know what she was thinking, but she's smart. She survived the scenario. She must have also understood what I want to say. Because of my choice, some lived and some died. I don't need thanks from those who lived. Bi-hyung says that you all have proved your worth. So many survivors are left here. Thank you, Constellations, for sponsoring my channel. I can't believe 21 constellations are watching my channel. Dokja thinks that more survivors are left than I expected. I expected Hyun-sung to survive because he's strong. Looking towards Gil-young, he thinks that I gave him the insect at that time. He asks Gil-young if he wants to live, then let's team up. He thinks that this is not sympathy. If I had to use a word, I would call it hypocrisy. A message comes that some constellations are pleased with your good deed, and they have gifted you 200 coins to please the constellations.
It was Dokja's ploy. He says in his mind that keeping the future scenarios in mind, I have to get the constellations in my favor. Bi-hyung mentions that many incidents happened today. The guy in the next cabin was a complete madman. Actually, the hero of the TWSA was in the next cabin. Just then, Han asks, "Can you let us go?" Dokja thinks that Han survived too. This person is very lucky. But why was this guy in the metro? I heard that he is a very rich person. Han says, "We did what you said. Now let us go." Bi-hyung says, "Don't you know what is going on outside? Do you really want to go outside? The sea serpent is roaming outside." Bi-hyung says, "I am impressed with you all. I didn't think anyone from this cabin would survive, but you proved that some bugs deserve to survive." Hearing this, Dokja thinks, so for him, we are like grasshoppers. Bi-hyung says, "After this hardship, you all deserve a reward. As a reward, now you all are qualified to be sponsored by constellations." What happened? You aren't excited? This is a very big deal. Dokja thinks, of course they don't know anything about this. I am the only one who knows about constellations and sponsors. Bi-hyung explains to them, you are all still very weak to go into the next scenario. If you go into the next scenario, you will die soon. But the constellations taking pity on you are ready to sponsor you. Han asks, what do you mean? Who is sponsoring whom? Bi-hyung says, you are very stupid. Anyway, let it be. Look for yourself. Bi-hyung snaps his fingers and a window opens in front of everyone. This window is for sponsor selection, where 4 constellations are ready to sponsor Dokja. Sangha tells Dokja, 2 options have appeared on my screen. Dokja says, I don't know much about this. Treat it like an aptitude test. He thinks, Sangha got 2 sponsorships. She's lucky. Constellations support us in scenarios. Sponsor selection is a system where constellations select humans as their incarnations to sponsor them, and they watch all this through the Dokabee's channel. In my case, 4 constellations want to sponsor me as their incarnation, but constellations do not reveal their true names. He thinks, the hero of the TWSA gets an offer from 5 constellations. I got 4, not bad. By looking at the hints in the constellation's name, one can figure out their true identity. For a reader like me, this is no big deal. So let's see. First is the Abyssal Black Flame Dragon. This is a very powerful being who leads the Black Cloud constellation group. If I recall, his true name is very long. The incarnation receives additional power from their sponsor. For stamina and strength, this constellation is a great choice. but its benefits end here. The more you use this constellation's power, the more you will lose control over yourself, and in the end, you will become a psychotic killer. I am sure that in the TWSA novel, Namwoon chooses this constellation. But why did it offer me? For now, I'll put this on hold.
Let's see the second option. I didn't think this would be on my list. Demonic Judge of Fire. From its name, it might seem like a demonic constellation, but this constellation is not a demon. Words like judge and fire indicate that this entity delivers its judgment through fire. This means it is Archangel Uriel. I remember that someone chooses their constellation in the novel. Uriel is not a bad choice. But let me look at my other option. Such constellations place restrictions on their incarnations. Third is Secretive Plotter. Dokja is confused because of this. He thinks that I have read TWSA very thoroughly, but I haven't seen this constellation anywhere. It could be one of those constellations that were just mentioned in passing. I think it might not be that powerful, so let's see the last one. There is Prisoner of the Golden Headband. Seeing this, Dokja's heart starts beating fast. He thinks, I can't believe this constellation has offered me. The word prisoner might make this constellation seem negative, but one must pay attention to the golden headband. Actually, it is the great sage Heaven's equal, Sun Wukong. In the TWSA novel, a character is sponsored by him as well. He recalls that with a single swing of his staff, he can kill hundreds of incarnations. And not only that, with just a lightning bolt, he can wipe out thousands of monsters. I still remember how much the author emphasized this passage. But why is such a powerful constellation interested in me? He thinks, if I choose him as my sponsor, will I be able to defeat him? In a short while, the sponsor selection ends. Bi-hung asks, so, has everyone chosen their sponsor? He says, wow, someone has chosen a very interesting sponsor. Anyway, more opportunities are coming ahead. Leaving from there, he says, since everyone has chosen their sponsor, why don't we take a small break? I will prepare the next scenario. I'll meet you in 10 minutes. After this, they all introduce themselves to each other. Hyunsung says, I'm in the army. I mean, now it wouldn't be right to say that I was in the army. Dokja says, it seems you can't contact your unit anymore. He notices that his grip is strong. I shouldn't be surprised. In TWSA, he was a tanker. I need to get Hyunsung on my team. Hyunsung thanks Dokja. Just then, from behind, Han says, you did a good job, rookie. Dokja, you must know who I am. Dokja says, your name is Myung-oh Han. Han says, why aren't you calling me Mr. Han? Dokja says, we're not at work. Han says, so you aren't coming to the office from tomorrow? Where are your manners? And to be honest, I am very offended by what you did. You should have told me about the bugs earlier. How dare you? Just then, Dokja tells him to shut up. Don't you know what is going on here? It seems you would only learn sense after getting beaten by that boy. Do you think our company even exists after this incident? And not just Han, everyone should understand that this is no joke. I hope you have all realized what is going on here. A game-like interface, attribute window, and skills? Do I need to explain further what is happening here?
Hearing this, everyone comes to their senses. Hyunsung says, I have seen such things happen in novels. I still can't believe it. Is this a dream? Dokja says, no, this is our reality now. Hyunsung says, at least there is someone here who knows what is going on. So, do you have any idea what's next? Dokja receives a message that Hyunsung has started trusting you. Your understanding of Hyunsung has increased. Dokja says that we have to get out of here. Hearing this, everyone is shocked because the sea serpent is roaming outside. Everyone starts criticizing his decision. Just then, the door of the cabin behind him starts shaking. Seeing this, everyone gets scared. Meanwhile, Dokja thinks, are we going into the next scenario? No, the Dokubai hasn't come yet. This means this is the solo survivor of cabin 3707. It is clear who this is. He's coming here. The hero of TWSA is coming here. He says that we have to get out of here. If we don't get out of here, we will be killed even before the scenario starts.
Hyung-sung says that we are not sure if that person is our enemy. Dokja reveals that he has killed everyone in that cabin. Do you still want to meet him? Hearing this, they all start looking for a way out of the cabin. Meanwhile, Dokja thinks that after the scenario ended, the invisible force field is gone. We just have to find a working door. Out of the 8 doors in this cabin, we haven't checked 3 doors yet. There must be one door here that works. The hero of TWSA is about to break that door. Seeing this, everyone is terrified. Dokja is watching right there. Just then, Sanga finds a door. They all try to open it, but they find out that that door is also broken. Dokja thinks that I can use my coins to increase my strength, but who knows what is going to happen. Using coins recklessly like this could be dangerous for me. He tells Hyung-sung to use his skill. Dokja checks his character profile with his skill. The constellation Master of Steel is supporting him, and his stigma is Great Mountain Push. Stigma is a power that a constellation gives to its incarnation. Taking a sigh of relief, Dokja thinks, thank goodness his constellation and attribute are just like in the novel. He says that when you opened your window, you must have seen your skills. You were in the army, so you might have some skills that you can use. Hyung-sung says, I have the skill, but I don't know how to use it. Dokja says, just imagine it. Using his power, Hyung-sung opens the metro door. Dokja gets a message that Hyung-sung has started trusting you. Your understanding of Hyung-sung has increased even more. Dokja recalls that in a short while, that door will also break, but as far as I remember, that door is not the problem. Just then, they see the Dokkabai in front of them. Bi-hyung says, I knew something like this was going to happen. I told you to wait there, didn't I? I haven't prepared the next scenario yet. Han, holding his head, says, I told you earlier that we should stop there. Bi-hyung says, I have no other choice. You are very lucky. He starts the second scenario.
A sub-scenario window opens, where they have to go to Oksu Station by crossing the collapsed bridge. The time limit is 20 minutes and the reward is 200 coins. Looking at the window, Dokja thinks, I knew it. Sanga says to him, it says collapsed bridge here, but the bridge is fine. Dokja says, don't worry about that and run from here. He thinks that Sanga is right. The bridge is still intact because we came out of the metro early, meaning this bridge will fall in a short while. There is quite a distance between their current location and Oksu Station. Dokja says, this scenario can be cleared just like this. We have to break the rules according to us. He thinks that at the pace we are running, we will reach Oksu Station. Just then, Han notices something. He says, what is this? A whirlpool starts forming in the sea. A sea monster comes out from there. Dokja thinks it could be a sea serpent or maybe a sea commander. The sea monster roars and starts rushing towards the bridge. Dokja thinks that the sea serpent doesn't chase incarnations this early. It seems it has come to break the bridge. We have to run 200 yards more. At this speed, we will reach there before the bridge collapses. Just then, Bi-hyung comes there. He says, I'm not having fun. Let's make the game a bit harder. He increases the difficulty of the scenario. With his power, he revives the dead people in the metro, as if they are all zombies. So those zombies start chasing them. Meanwhile, Hyun-sung and Gil-young reach the station, but Dokja, Sanga, and Han have been surrounded by zombies. Looking ahead, Dokja tells everyone to duck. The sea monster breaks the bridge. Along with Dokja, the zombies also get caught in the bridge's debris. Dokja steadies himself. He sees in front of him that the bridge is broken and Sanga and Han are standing there. Sanga is holding on to Han. She calls out to Dokja. Meanwhile, Dokja thinks that the bridge is broken. I knew this was going to happen, but I didn't think Sanga and Han would be able to survive this. Gil-young and Hyun-sung have safely reached Oksu Station. What should I do now? Just then, he receives a message. Someone has received a constellation's blessing. In this scenario, the Deus Ex Machina blessing is activated. A path has been created on the bridge because of this, but the condition is only an even number of people can cross it together, meaning only 2, 4, 6, or 8 people can cross together. Sanga tells Dokja, something is happening in my head. Dokja thinks, with this power, a constellation can directly connect with its incarnation, but the cost for this is also high. Did Sanga's constellation intervene to save her? But such intervention is rare even in TWSA. Which constellation is supporting her?
He checks Sanga's character profile with a skill, but he is unable to check Sanga's profile. He finds out that this profile is not registered at all. Seeing this, he is surprised. He thinks, why am I unable to browse her profile? Is some special constellation supporting her? But it's possible she has a mental barrier, but at this stage, she cannot have a mental barrier. Sanga tells Dokja, "That look behind you, a punch is coming from behind him." But dodging the punch, Dokja punches the zombie. The zombie falls far away. Looking at the zombie, he thinks that this is not the right time to get lost in his thoughts. The Tier 9 humanoid demon is a mutant species infected with black ether. Although they are not very strong, if their host is strong, they can be very strong. Just then, we are shown that the host is Namwon Kim. Dokja thinks that out of so many zombies, he had to come here. Like before, he tries to predict him by activating Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint, but Namwon is a zombie who lacks consciousness. Therefore, Dokja's skill cannot activate. He thinks, I knew it, something like this could happen. We have to cross the bridge in even numbers, but including us, there are 3 people here. This means one of us has to die. He calls out to Sanga, but just then he sees that Han is about to cross the bridge carrying Sanga. Sanga calls out to Dokja and tells Han to let her go, but Han uses his stigma to leave Dokja behind and runs away from there. Seeing this, the constellation Secretive Plotter starts laughing at Dokja's stupidity, and meanwhile, the constellation Demonic Judge of Fire has become emotional seeing his selfishness. She gifts him 100 coins. Dokja checks Han's profile. Again, he gets the same message that the profile is not registered. But seeing Han's stigma, one-legged swift foot, he understands that his constellation is the Limping Trickster. A stigma is a special power that is given by a constellation to its incarnation. Dokja remembers that no constellation can give the power of its mental barrier to its incarnation. This means Sanga and Han do not have a mental barrier. He says, "How stupid am I? My skill didn't work on them because they're not characters from TWSA. If I think about it, it's obvious." Now only Dokja is left on the bridge and the zombie attacks him. He thinks, I cannot cross the bridge like this. How about I cross this bridge with a demon? No, this isn't gonna work. There's still a few minutes left for the scenario to end. Just then, B. Young says to him, "You are doing well. Is there any constellation who would like to help him? Seems like no one. This is very bad." Dokja says, "My body cannot handle this." He has come to the edge of the bridge. He thinks, I could die. I wish I had a combat skill, then I wouldn't be facing so much problem. Just then, his other skill, Bookmark, activates. He sees that 3 slots are available in his bookmark, out of which Namwon is in the first spot and Hyunsung is in the second spot. The third spot is empty. This is a skill due to which Dokja can bookmark abilities of many incarnations, but for this, he must have a good understanding of the incarnation. Due to having a good understanding of Namwon and Han, both of their skills are bookmarked. Dokja thinks, I have read over 3,000 chapters of TWSA, but I haven't seen this kind of skill with anyone, but I know how this skill works. He activates bookmark number 1 and uses Namwon Kim's power, but he realizes that the bookmark skill level is still low, due to which he can use the skill for only 1 minute, and he will be able to use the skill only to the extent of his understanding of the character. Namwon's skill activates. Dokja has Namwon's knife. He cuts Namwon in half with 1 attack. Dying, Namwon says, "I don't want to die." Namwon falls down, and at the same time, his understanding regarding Namwon increases even more. Bookmark number 1 deactivates, and now there are only 10 minutes left to cross the bridge and reach Oksu Station. Dokja is exhausted. He thinks that the hero of TWSA is late, but he could arrive here at any time. Just then, a metro blasts, and the hero of this story arrives there. Dokja starts sweating. He thinks, so he has arrived here. The hero of the TWSA novel has arrived on the bridge. His name is Yoo Jung-hyuk. Jung-hyuk asks Dokja, "Who are you?" And meanwhile, Dokja thinks, do I have to fight him? I can't even stand against him. He checks Jung-hyuk's character profile. Due to too much info, he only gets a summary. His attribute is Regressor, and this is his 3rd round. Jung-hyuk grabs him by the neck and lifts him in the air. He asks, "How are you still alive?" Meanwhile, Dokja thinks, this guy survives using the first of the 3 ways to survive the apocalypse. He's a regressor. This means whenever this guy dies, this world resets again, and in this world, this is his 3rd round. Dokja's team tries to see him, but due to the barrier, they cannot see anything. Jung-hyuk has lifted Dokja in the air. He asks, "What is your name?" Meanwhile, Dokja thinks he is very arrogant. He is truly the hero of TWSA. Dokja tells him his name. Jung-hyuk says, "This is a very strange name." Dokja says, "Everyone says that." Just then, Jung-hyuk punches him. He says, "Your body is very strong. Seems like you have found out how to use coins." Dokja says, "That means you know too." He thinks, how is he so strong? We have completed only 1 scenario, and right now we're in a sub-scenario. Jung-hyuk says, "Answer what I'm asking." Meanwhile, Dokja thinks, this is the worst. I thought this would never happen. But in the early chapters of TWSA, Jung-hyuk is a very dangerous character. Due to regression, he has lost his humanity. He doesn't hesitate at all to do whatever he wants. Jung-hyuk says, "Respect me." Dokja asks, "But why?" Just then, Jung-hyuk punches him again, but this time, blocking his punch, Dokja says, "You are younger than me. Pro-gamer Jung-hyuk, you should respect me." Dokja gets a message that Jung-hyuk is wary of you. Jung-hyuk asks, "Do you know me?" Dokja answers, "Why not? I work at a game company." He says in his mind, "This is a lie. I know Jung-hyuk because of TWSA." He says, "You are very famous. I used to be your fan." He thinks, "I'm not entirely lying. I was your fan. I liked you. I hated you. I cheered for you. I was with you through the journey of 3,000 episodes." Jung-hyuk says, "What did you say? A fan? But that won't change anything. I want to ask you something. How did you survive the first scenario?" Dokja thinks, I knew he would ask something like this. He says, "If I tell you, will you let me go?" Jung-hyuk says, "That depends on your answer." Dokja thinks, he's lying. Even if I hadn't read TWSA, I would still know he's lying. What can I say that will make him let me live? Just then, he receives a message that his understanding of Jung-hyuk has increased. Then another message arrives that you already have a good understanding of this character. You have unlocked level 2 of Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint. Because of this, Dokja can now read the character's thoughts. He hears Jung-hyuk's thoughts. Only Ewing Sangha and Namwon were supposed to survive, but Namwon is dead and many people survived. But how did they survive? And who is this guy? I need information. If I find anything suspicious, I will kill him. Meanwhile, Dokja thinks, can I read his mind, just like I could read Namwon's intentions? There are 5 minutes left until the scenario ends. Dokja tells him, I survived by killing insects. I was lucky. I found a kid who had insects. He fell due to an explosion. That's when I noticed him. Hearing this, Jung-hyuk thinks, the future has changed. Meanwhile, Dokja thinks, he must be surprised hearing this. In this incident, only Han Hyo-sung and Namwon were supposed to survive. Jung-hyuk thinks, is it not because of me that this happened? This time I started with an explosion. Still, something is wrong. This world is so calm. The world is being destroyed, and he is so chill. Maybe someone killed Namwon Kim. This guy is dangerous. Dokja says, if you ask questions, can you let me go? Let's go to Oksu Station. Time is running out. He says, where now? Wait. He uses his skill, Eye of the Sage, to try to know Dokja's attributes. Dokja remembers that this skill not only reveals the attribute window, but also hidden information. This is the highest grade detection skill. I was just wondering why I haven't used it yet. Maybe using it will reveal my attributes. Just then, another skill of Dokja, Fourth Wall, activates. Fourth Wall detects the Eye of the Sage skill and negates it. Jung-hyuk cannot read Dokja's skill. Fourth Wall has blocked Eye of the Sage. Jung-hyuk asks Dokja, who are you? But now he only has 2 minutes and 14 seconds left. Dokja can't believe he has a skill that can block even Eye of the Sage. Just then, he reads Jung-hyuk's thoughts, who is saying, I have to kill him right now. Dokja says, this is really bad. Now he won't believe me. I have to change my plan. Dokja says, You need a reliable companion. You cannot clear scenario 46 alone. You are good at this.
You know this well. Hearing this, Jung-hyuk says, but how do you know this? Are you a regressor too? Dokja says, it doesn't matter who I am. What matters is that I can be of use to you. Meanwhile, Jung-hyuk thinks, he is not a regressor. If he were a regressor, I would know. Dokja says, I know the future that you don't know. Jung-hyuk uses his lie detection skill to find out that Dokja is telling the truth. Seeing this, he is surprised. He thinks, how is this possible? Is there another prophet in Korea besides Anna Croft? Jung-hyuk considers Dokja a prophet. In TWSA, prophet is an attribute through which a character can see the future, and this is the only attribute that neutralizes the detection skill. According to my knowledge, only one character has this skill. Jung-hyuk asks, can you use future sight? Dokja says, you could say that. Jung-hyuk says, so you knew that I was going to come here. Dokja agrees with him. Jung-hyuk, I know that you have special powers, and I also know what is going to happen in the future, and you also know that the knowledge of the future you have is incomplete. Dokja recalls that a regressor knows the future because he has repeated the past many times, but if he changes the present, his future also changes. That is why his future keeps changing every time. Dokja says, make me your companion. I can complete your knowledge of the future. He thinks, I can help Jung-hyuk as a prophet because I am the only reader of this story. Meanwhile, Jung-hyuk thinks, if he is truly a prophet, he can be of use to me, not just in scenario 46, but also for the fight against Zarathustra. But can I trust him? What did you say? Become your partner? Your companion? There are 50 seconds left for the scenario to end, and now 40 seconds. Jung-hyuk says, I have made my decision. I will make you my companion. He starts dragging Dokja along. Both of them start crossing the bridge. And meanwhile, Dokja's team is thinking about him. They cannot see anything because of the wall. Jung-hyuk is dragging Dokja along. Meanwhile, Dokja thinks, I can't believe I convinced him. Due to exhaustion, his skill, Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint, deactivates. He starts getting nervous as his skill turns off. He thinks, I did what I had to do. I have convinced Jung-hyuk, now I can complete the scenario. Just then, Jung-hyuk stops. He says, just one last question. If you are truly a prophet, you must be able to tell your own future. He takes him to the edge of the bridge. Below it, a sea monster is standing with its mouth open. Jung-hyuk asks, now tell me, will I drop you or not? Meanwhile, Dokja thinks, he is completely crazy. If he is the same hero from TWSA, then I know the most about him. He says, let me tell you something beforehand. I am not your servant. Treat me as your equal. And yes, just as I am cooperating with you, you will have to cooperate with me. Hearing this, Jung-hyuk says, I understood your answer. Meanwhile, Dokja says, let go of me and get lost. Jung-hyuk lets him go. Dokja starts falling down. Jung-hyuk says, I realized you are truly a prophet. Dokja is surprised. The sea monster swallows him, and due to this, he is unable to complete the scenario. Dokja is going into the sea monster's stomach. He thinks, I am having trouble holding my breath. Just then, he arrives in its stomach. He thinks, it seems I have entered its stomach without being digested. He looks around with his phone. He sees that there are dead bodies of many people lying there. He swims and goes onto the concrete. Remembering Jung-hyuk, he says, what did he say? My companion? He's a total psychopath. Is this a test? Does he want me to prove that I am worthy of becoming his companion? I can understand why he is like this. Since failing the first round, he could never make a true companion. Being a regressor, he is powerful. People respect him, and that's why he became a lone wolf. For him, all humans are either beneath him or his enemies, so it might be that this is a test. He wants me to prove to him that I am his equal. He opens the message log. He finds out that he has failed the scenario. 100 points are deducted for the channel fee. The constellation Prisoner of the Golden Headband is happy with Dokja doing this. He gives him 100 coins. Demonic Judge of Fire agrees with his decision. She also gives him 100 coins. Meanwhile, Secretive Plotter is disappointed with his action. Dokja notices the water moving. He understands that the sea monster is moving.
He recalls that according to TWSA, this sea monster releases acid 3 hours after eating. In other words, I don't have much time. Just then, Bi-hyung comes. He says, I am disappointed in you. Things were just starting to get interesting. Dokja says, the Dokkaebi came here too? Bi-hyung says, yes, it's me. Even in this situation, you are very calm. Dokja says, because I was waiting for you. He thinks, Junghyuk, just you wait for me. Not only will I get out of here, but I will also become as strong as you. Then you will have to accept me as your companion. Bi-hyung says, what did you say? You were waiting for me? Dokja says, yes, you have to collect coins for me. I failed the scenario. As a penalty, you will want my coins. Bi-hyung says, what did you say? And what about your life? Dokja reminds him, if you are going to take my life, then death would have been written in the penalty there, but there were question marks. Bi-hyung says, I am impressed with you. Now I know why the constellations are so interested in you. As you said, you can use coins to clear the sub-scenario. For this, it will cost 5,100 coins. At least that many coins will be needed to save your life. Hearing this, Dokja thinks, has he gone mad? I only have 5,100 coins. He says, this is too much. Bi-hyung says, then go and die. If you don't want to give coins, you can die. Dokja says, then so be it. Kill me. Hearing this, Bi-hyung gets confused. Dokja says, I said kill me. You cannot kill me.
Why, am I right? He thinks that he cannot kill me because I am bringing a huge crowd for him. The constellations are enjoying themselves because of me. If he kills me right here, they will leave his channel. Bi-hyung says, you have made me angry. What are you trying to do? Just then Dokja says, low-grade Dokkaebi Bi-hyung, how is your career as a streamer going? Hearing this, Bi-hyung gets scared. He shouts, how do you know my name? How can a human know this? Dokja says, it seems your career is not going well. Nowadays, constellations have become very stingy. Why, am I right? Hearing this, some constellations become suspicious about Dokja's identity. And meanwhile, secretive plotter focuses on his plan. Just then, Dokja says to Bi-hyung, why don't you close your channel for a few minutes so that we can talk peacefully? Bi-hyung closes the channel. He says, tell me what you want to talk about. You are just a human, so how do you know about our star stream? Dokja thinks there is a system through which broadcast is done throughout the galaxy. Constellations are like subscribers who come from distant galaxies to watch the Dokkaebi's channel. The Dokkaebi can be understood as a streamer. Dokja says, that is not important. Bi-hyung, don't you want to become the Dokkaebi king? Hearing this, Bi-hyung is shocked. Dokja says, don't you want to become the best streamer by surpassing people like Dokak or Gildal? Bi-hyung says, I want to make a contract with you. I will make you the Dokkaebi king. Hearing this, Bi-hyung starts laughing loudly. Are you crazy? I should have understood back when you didn't choose any constellation as your sponsor. Meanwhile, Dokja thinks, true, at the time of sponsor selection, I didn't choose any constellation as my sponsor. Bi-hyung says, I don't know how you found out about the star stream, but I cannot accept your offer. I am a Dokkaebi, not a constellation. I cannot become your supporting constellation. Dokja explains, I am not asking you to sponsor me. I am not talking about your power, but your channel. I want to sign an exclusive contract with your channel. Hearing this, Bi-hyung says, are you saying that you want to sign a stream contract with me? Dokja says, you said it right. This is a contract between a constellation and a Dokkaebi. To earn coins, a Dokkaebi hosts the constellation's incarnation on his channel. Whatever coins the incarnation gets, they get after the Dokkaebi's commission is deducted. Usually, incarnations cannot say anything about this contract. Although the constellation does sponsor, for them the incarnation is like a slave. Bi-hyung says, you are a very funny guy. I don't know how you found out about this, but how dare a human talk about a stream contract, and that too when you don't even have a supporting constellation? Dokja says, that is why you should accept my offer. Why do you think constellations join the star stream? The subscribers of star stream can be divided into two parts. First part, thrill seekers who jump from one channel to another for entertainment.
To another. And the second are incarnation seekers, who look for incarnations to sponsor. If you want to grow your channel, you have to focus on one of these two groups. Either make your stream as entertaining as possible, or find an incarnation that can hold your subscribers' interest. Byung says, "But what does a human have to do with this?" Dokja says, "Do you still not understand? Now I get why your subscribers are in the triple digits. How about a channel that can entertain subscribers and also showcase interesting incarnations?" Byung says, "But that is impossible." Dokja explains that constellations who are looking for incarnations leave the channel after the sponsor selection ends. But an incarnation who doesn't choose anyone as their supporting constellation, but what if that incarnation leaves all other incarnations who have supporting constellations behind? Hearing this, Byung says, "So that's why you didn't choose a supporting constellation." Dokja says, "That's right. I am sure the constellations must be demanding you to open the channel. They all must be wanting to know who was talking to the regressor like that." Byung starts getting worried seeing the constellation's messages. He says, "But without a supporting constellation, you can't even stand against incarnations." Dokja says, "I will prove this to you. You just have to do what I say. I am telling you that I will make you the Dokkaebai king." Byung says, "Then let's start with the checkout first. You failed the scenario, you will have to pay me 5,100 coins. Just then, Dokja says, "What are you talking about? I didn't fail. My conditions must have been fulfilled by now. Just open your channel." Byung opens the channel. Just then, he sees that a new hidden scenario has appeared for Dokja. He has to slay the sea monster. Its time limit is 10 days and the penalty is death. As he opens the channel, Byung starts receiving messages from constellations. Byung says, "I had to turn off the channel due to an error in the server. I swear I didn't do it on purpose." And meanwhile, Dokja is looking at some items in the Dokkaebai shop. Every player can buy items for themselves using the shop. Dokja says, "Can I only buy these items? There should be more options here." He thinks, "I told Byung to open this shop. This is the Dokkaebai shop which can only be opened in an open channel. That's why he had to open the channel, and the hidden scenario must have appeared when the channel was closed." Byung is explaining to the constellations, and Dokja says, "Why don't you help me?" Byung tells him that the search button is in the bottom right corner. Looking at the prices of the items, Dokja thinks that Dokkaebais are no different from humans. They are also experts in ripping people off. But for now, I need 2 items. He searches for Ancient Dragon. Hearing this, Byung is shocked. He says, "How do you know its name?" Lying to him, Dokja says, "I was just trying out cool names." The Heart of Ancient Dragon is already sold out, the price of which is 1.5 million coins. With this, the user gets almost infinite mana. According to TWSA, the owner of this heart is an Ailey. He is a very lucky guy. His sponsor is very lucky. Then he asks to search for Archdemon Cybele and White Star Weapon Sora. And meanwhile, Byung thinks, how does he know about all of this? In the end, he buys 4 bags of mucus and thorns. For this, he uses a total of 800 coins. Byung says, "You know that we don't do refunds, right?" He thinks, how on earth will he kill the sea monster with this? Meanwhile, Secretive Plotter is curious about Dokja's plan, and Abyssal Black Flame Dragon is annoyed by his every move. Closing the window, Dokja thinks, no one is forcing you to watch. Byung closes the channel again. He says, "You haven't forgotten, have you, that I am not ready to accept your offer yet?" Dokja says, "I know. Only after clearing this scenario will we talk about the contract." Leaving, Byung says, "I have other work too. I can't watch you all day." He opens the channel and leaves from there. Noticing the time, Dokja thinks, in a short while, the sea monster will start releasing acid. He applies the mucus on a thorn. He says, acid has started coming into the stomach. Hitting a thorn into a hole, he says, "I will get out of here." There are many constellations in the sky. We are shown the sea monster roaring loudly. Acid is swirling around in its stomach, and meanwhile, Dokja is clinging on with the help of a thorn. He has blocked some of its holes with thorns from where the acid is coming out. Dokja thinks, how much time has passed? Did I overestimate myself? I'm just a reader. I'm not the hero of this story. Will my mother be all right? She must be fine. Is this a dream? I wish this was a dream, although the world I was living in wasn't very good either, but at least I didn't have to stake my life inside the stomach of a giant sea monster.
The sea monster has dried up from the inside, and Dokja is also exhausted. Just then, Bi-hyung arrives there. So, you finally completed the scenario. A happy Constellation is impressed seeing his survival skills. He gifts 100 coins. This is the 4th day of the hidden scenario. Bi-hyung says, I didn't know you could use the thorns like this too. Dokja falls right there. The hidden scenario is completed. As a reward, he receives 9,000 coins. He is the first person to defeat a Tier 7 sea monster. For this achievement, he receives another 1,000 coins. Dokja thinks, I survived. Bi-hyung explains that stone hogs stay on the coastline and hunt small creatures. Their thorns suck the creatures dry. But who thought that you would use it like this? Some constellations are smiling, knowing this. Some constellations now understand Dokja's decision. This constellation is complaining that Dokja should speak loudly instead of keeping things in his mind. Bi-hyung says, even I didn't know that you could survive the ichthyosaur's acid with the hammer seahorse's mucus. Dokja recalls, before the hog thorns worked, I had already covered myself with the hammer seahorse's mucus. To satisfy my hunger, I drank the fluid leaking from those thorns. Because of this, Dokja's stamina has increased from 11 to 12. Dokja explains that the sea monster hunts the hammer seahorse. To protect itself, it uses mucus. Bi-hyung says, it is my job to explain this. Dokja says, I'm just helping you out. I don't think you even knew about this. Due to the 4th wall, Dokja is not feeling that much pain. Bi-hyung says, this was a great drama. What do you think about it, Constellations? Dokja tells him to open the dokebi shop. After this, he attacks the sea monster's stomach with the thorn. He finds its nucleus there. He tells Bi-hyung, I'm going to sell this. Put it in the dokebi auction house. And yes, in exchange, I want broken faith, and yes, I want to buy something else too. Just then, Bi-hyung says, wait, dear Constellations, we will be back soon after these advertisements. Bi-hyung closes the channel due to advertisements. After this, he passes the stream contract agreement to Dokja. The first point of which is that Dokja will have to follow these rules until his death. The second point is that he cannot choose any constellation as a supporting constellation. The third point is that he cannot go anywhere else leaving dokebi Bi-hyung's channel. The fourth point is that whatever profit is made will be divided between Dokja and Bi-hyung. The percentage will be decided by mutual agreement. Bi-hyung says, I wasn't sure before, but seeing your hidden scenario, I changed my mind. Dokja says, this is a full return contract. Bi-hyung explains, humans like this, right? Although I don't like such things. Dokja thinks, I'm getting a better deal than I expected, except for one clause. He says, the most important part is missing in this contract. Bi-hyung says, are you talking about the seal? We can agree on this verbally, and anyway, the stream contract is connected to the soul. Dokja says, I'm talking about the profit percentage. You are cheating me. Bi-hyung says, how about 50-50? Dokja says, do I look like a fool to you? Bi-hyung explains, this is the market rate. Dokja recalls that the constellation's incarnation appears on the dokebi's channel, and then the constellation shares coins with the dokebi. Usually, this system works like this, but I don't have a supporting constellation. And when constellations give a gift to an incarnation who has no supporting constellation, they have to pay a good amount of coins to the dokebi beforehand. I know that you have already earned a lot of profit in my name. I will keep all the coins. Bi-hyung says, what nonsense is this? Dokja says, you keep the commission. I won't give you a single coin. Bi-hyung tells him to keep 70%. Dokja says, I'm going to keep it all. Otherwise, I will switch channels. I've heard that Gildal's channel is doing well these days. Bi-hyung tells him to keep 80%. But Dokja says, I won't even give you a single penny. Bi-hyung starts getting angry. Dokja says, the advertisements must be ending soon. Can't you hear the constellation's complaints? Many constellations are annoyed with the advertisements. They are asking, what are they paying the commission for? Constellation, I'm waiting for Tuesday night, says, so he has gone to make cookies. Bi-hyung says, okay, sign the contract quickly. Dokja says, one more thing. I will need a contract fee as well. Give me 5,000 coins for this. He has come out of the sea monster. He thinks,
After 4 days, I'm breathing fresh air. I thought I would be out in 2 days, but it took Jung-hyuk 4 days to get out of here even in his 4th round. I signed the contract with Bi-hyung and also took some coins. This is so strange. Before, I couldn't bargain like this with anyone, but due to having the knowledge of TWSA, I have become extraordinary in this. Just then, a message comes that Fourth Wall is active. He recalls that he had told Bi-hyung that he couldn't check his attribute window. Bi-hyung didn't believe it, so he tries to check it from his side, but Fourth Wall blocks Bi-hyung as well. Dokja thinks, I didn't know that Fourth Wall could block even a creature like a Dokubai. Just then, he enters the second main scenario. A message comes that the scenario area is highly contaminated. Hold your breath and go underground. Due to the poisonous fog, his skin starts cracking. Seeing this, the constellation Abyssal Black Flame Dragon starts smiling. Meanwhile, Dokja thinks that the real game is about to start now. Dokja has arrived in the main scenario, where 2 monsters are fighting, and meanwhile, Dokja is gathering food for himself in a store. To protect himself from the poisonous fog, he is using the item Monkey's Lungs. Leaving from there, he thinks, this much food will be enough. I have to go underground quickly. My item's effect is also about to end. Just then, he hears a girl's voice asking him for help. He sees that there is a girl there whose condition is very bad. This girl's name is Hee-won. Actually, she had come here with a gang to collect food from the station. Dokja picks up Hee-won and starts running towards Gumho Station. He thinks that Oksu Station has been destroyed. The closest underground station is Gumho Station. He sees that the station is closed. He thinks that he has to look for another gate. Just then, Hee-won tells him to go towards Gate 4. The gang members are about to close the gate, but just then, Dokja stops the gate from closing at the right time. He tells them to open the gate. He explains, I have an injured woman. The gang says, this place is already full. There is no room for those people here. Hearing this, Dokja thinks, but this never happened in TWSA. He opens the gate with that thorn. Seeing this, the gang members start running away from there. A message comes that you have reached the safety zone. Dokja gives Hee-won the monkey's lungs and says, this will help neutralize your poison. He thinks, was there such a character in TWSA? It seems she couldn't survive till here in the novel. He is about to check her character profile. Just then, the gang members bring their leader. The leader's name is Chelsu. Chelsu asks, who are you? The constellation Prisoner of the Golden Handband is angry at Chelsu's arrival. Dokja tells him his name. Chelsu shouts, I'm not asking for your name. Tell me who you are. Just then, notices that this is the same woman who went with you to find food. She should have come back with you. Chelsu looks at the gang member. He understands that the member tried to rape Hee-won, but due to the poison gas, he left her there. The member laughs and says, forgive me, Chelsu. I should have offered her to you first. Meanwhile, hearing Chelsu's name, Dokja thinks, I haven't read anything like this in TWSA. It seems this character is not that important. Chelsu says, leave that woman right here. And what, you have food too? You will have to leave this food here as well. Constellation Demonic Judge of Fire is furious about this injustice. Upon the constellation's request, a bounty hunter scenario is generated. Constellation Demonic Judge of Fire is waiting for a good judgment from Dokja. Chelsu says, I will count to 3. Leave from here or you are dead. The limit of this bounty hunting scenario is 5 minutes. She is resting, and meanwhile, Dokja is fighting the gang member. He throws Chelsu far away with one punch. The members start talking among themselves. How is Dokja so strong? Is some constellation supporting him? Dokja recalls that in a battle, the total of stamina, strength, and ability is very important. Right now, my total is 33, but the total of all of them would be in single digits. Even if he has a supporting constellation, due to my points being higher, I will dominate the fight. Dokja has broken everyone's legs there. He checks Chelsu's character profile. He finds out that his constellation is Monarch of the Small Fries. He thinks he had to choose this constellation. Dokja says,
"So you are Chielsu from the Cheoldu gang." Chielsu says, "Do you know me?" Dokja recalls that in TWSA, he was a bird brain in the Gumho Station group. According to the novel, he should have died at the hands of Junhyuk, but why is he still alive? Just then, Chielsu says, "So you are that kind of guy. Looking at you, one understands that you have killed many people. I can tell you that you are just like me." Dokja recalls, "Yes, I could have saved them." Just then he remembers Namwon's words, "You enjoy killing people." Chielsu is trying to provoke him, but the fourth wall stops him from doing so. Shoving a thorn into his hand, Dokja says, "You shouldn't talk so much." Constellation, monarch of the small fries, is excited seeing this incident. He gives Dokja 100 coins. Dokja recalls that this constellation gets happy seeing its incarnations suffer. "I was going to end this quickly, but I have to show a good show to the constellation." There are 2 minutes left for the scenario to end. Dokja starts hitting Chielsu slowly. He thinks, humans are weak. Even after being weak, how can they be so cruel? He asks Chielsu, "Kill me, to hell with this world." Dokja understands that he is cruel because it is their nature. This despair in their eyes was there even before this new world began. I am no different from them. 10 seconds left for the scenario to end.
Dokja hits him until the last second. Meanwhile, he fulfills the condition of the sub-scenario. For this, he receives 300 coins. Constellation Monarch of the Small Fries is also satisfied and gives Dokja 100 coins. Dokja picks up Hiwon and asks to be taken to the others. Many people are staying at Gumho Station. He notices that the Cheoldu group has arrived there. Dokja joins the people. Just then, he hears Sanga's voice. Sanga is happy to see him. Gilyung hugs Dokja. Hyunsung apologizes to him that they left him behind. Dokja says, "Everything is fine. You had no other choice." Hyunsung mentions that Junhyuk was right. He said that you were alive. Giving chocolate to Gilyung, Dokja asks about Junhyuk. He finds out that Junhyuk left from here just yesterday. Actually, he was heading towards Yaksu's station. Dokja thinks, now I understand. The Cheoldu group should have died at the hands of Junhyuk by now, but they survived because he left here early. Junhyuk is a regressor who keeps living his life again and again. He is currently in his 3rd life. In this round, he is no less than a monster. To achieve his goal, he left from here without thinking. Dokja says, but he is not one of those who make the situation worse. He says, "Forgive me, I talk to myself sometimes." Constellation Secretive Plotter is happy to know that Dokja is not talking in his mind. Just then, Dokja remembers Han. He asks, "Where is Han?" Just then, he hears a voice saying, "Everyone move aside." The gang surrounds Dokja from all sides. Just then, Han notices Dokja. A few days ago, he had run away, leaving Dokja behind. He shouts, "Get him out of here right now. He is a very evil guy. He shouldn't be here." Just then, the leader places his hand on Han's shoulder and says, "Calm down. We are all survivors. We should treat each other well." "So you are the new guy. Nice to meet you. My name is Chien Inho." Dokja introduces himself. He thinks, I have heard this name before. He has a supporting constellation, and he is the leader of this group. It seems the Cheoldu group also works under him, and he has come to take revenge. Dokja is ready for a fight, but Inho says, "My members told me that you saved them by defeating monsters." He says to the others, "Look, you even brought food for us." The public starts looking at Dokja's food. Meanwhile, acting friendly, Inho welcomes Dokja to Gumho Station. Meanwhile, Dokja thinks, so he is playing this kind of game. Meanwhile, seeing this, Constellation Secretive Plotter is excited. Hyunsung says, "Including you, there are 87 people at this station." Dokja mentions, "This is less than I expected." Hyunsung explains, "Only those who were near the cabins and the station could survive." Dokja thinks, everyone here is a murderer. At Gumho Station, people have been divided into 2 groups, major group and minor group. Even if 100 murderers gathered in one place, they would divide into 2 groups, strong and weak. Hyunsung explains that food distribution is decided by the major group. Due to our shortage of food, people from the minor group are also being sent out to scrounge for food. Hee-won was part of such a group too. Dokja finds out that the name of the girl he saved is Hee-won. Sang-ha mentions that apart from Hee-won, people from the minor group have gone out for food with the major group many times. But every time, only the minor group members don't return. Dokja says to Hyun-sung, "So you didn't join the major group. I'm sure they would want to have a person like you in their group." Hyun-sung says, "I feel like I should stay in the minor group. I don't know about ethics and morality, but I don't get a good feeling from the major group. I feel like I'm a hypocrite. Even after all this has happened, I'm still thinking about right and wrong." Dokja explains to him, "Thinking like that while being a hypocrite is much better than not thinking at all. Always remember this." He thinks to himself, "That situation was unavoidable. Whatever we did, we cannot justify it." Hearing this, Hyun-sung gets impressed by Dokja. In-ho comes to talk to Dokja. He says, "I will come straight to the point. Join our group. I can give you a high position. You can lead the group with me." Dokja says, "What will happen if I refuse?" Hearing this, In-ho says, "Such a thought didn't even cross my mind. You have saved people from monsters. You are powerful. Shouldn't you be leading people?" Meanwhile, Dokja thinks, he's planning to use me like this. In-ho says, "I'm just asking you to cooperate with us for everyone's survival. Can't you see that these people are suffering?" Dokja looks at the people. Still, he refuses In-ho's offer. Hyun-sung says, "You shouldn't have refused his offer." Dokja asks, "Do you want me to join them?" Hyun-sung says, "You remember what In-ho said to you, right?" In-ho says to Dokja, "If you change your mind, you can come to meet me." Dokja says, "We'll see whatever happens. It's dinner time. Aren't you hungry?" He starts giving food to his team. Just then, he sees that all those people are standing in front of them. They are all angry. One says, "How are you monopolizing the food? You should distribute this food among us all. We have heard that others also helped you in collecting this food, so why are you using it alone? In-ho should be in charge of the food, and you should get a share like everyone else." Dokja looks towards In-ho. This is all happening because of him. He thinks, in this world, people who use power by taking advantage of others' misery are very dangerous. In-ho thinks, choose. Will you become a hero by sharing food, or will you become a villain by monopolizing all the food? He receives a message. You have entered the second scenario area. Go to the location where the scenario will activate. In-ho thinks, now what are you gonna do, Dokja? Influencing these people is child's play for me. Now you realize that you will have to obey me to survive. Just then, he says, everyone calm down. It seems there has been a misunderstanding here. Dokja is joining our group. We will collect the food in a while and redistribute it. He thinks that now he has no other choice. Just then, Dokja stops him. He says, yes, I will share the food, but no one will get it for free. Hearing this, some constellations are filled with excitement. The constellation Secretive Plotter mocks him. Dokja says, I am not doing any charity work here, nor do I trust these people. Hearing this, In-ho is shocked. Dokja explains, for this you will have to pay with coins. You can buy each food item for 50 coins. Hearing this, the crowd moves away from him. Hyun-sung says, is this the right idea? One food item for 50 coins? Isn't this too expensive? Dokja tells his team, for you guys, I will charge 10 coins for each food item. Hearing this, some constellations breathe a sigh of relief that Dokja is not stupid. For this, they gift him 100 coins. Just then, Hee-won says, this is fine. I will make my payment to you. I don't want free food. Introducing herself, she thanks Dokja. She tells Song-ha and Hyun-sung, he collected this food by risking his life. You weren't thinking of eating his food without paying, were you? Song-ha says, forgive me, I also don't want freebies. Hyun-sung also agrees with her. Extending his hand, Dokja says, you must know how to trade coins. Song-ha explains, I found out about this a few days ago. Touch your index fingers and think about how many coins you want to transfer.
Gil-young gives him 20 coins. Dokja points out, "You gave 10 coins extra." Gil-young says 10 coins were for the morning chocolate. Hearing this, Hee-won says, "Seems like Gil-young is better than those adults." After this incident, some constellations start getting interested in Gil-young. Hee-won says, "Actually, the major group is monopolizing the food. First, they feed you, and then under the pretext of food, they leave you outside to die, just like they left me today. Still, why is no one having a problem with the major group? I agree with Dokja. He is doing the right thing." Hyun-song says, "But Dokja, don't you think you should sell the items for 10 coins? It doesn't seem like anyone would want to buy anything for 50 coins. Dokja says, "Time will tell." It is night and his team is resting. Hyun-song says, "You should rest too. I will keep watch over the food." Dokja says, "It's okay. Anyway, I have some work to do." Just then, he sees that In-ho has arrived there. Morning comes and Hee-won finds out that all the food has been sold. She says, "Yesterday, these people were not interested at all." Dokja explains, "But the minor group hasn't bought this food." Just then, In-ho announces, "From today, we are setting a limit on food. Everyone will get only 3 biscuits." Hearing this, people start making noise. How will we survive on 3 food items? The search party brings so much food. In-ho says, "You're right. If you want more food, you can join our search party, but only a few people barely manage to return. Only Cheoldu gang members manage to return. How about you go out and find food?"
Although, if you don't want to join the search party, that's fine. There is another way you can get food. I don't want to do this, but Dokja showed us a very good way yesterday. Meanwhile, Dokja recalls that last night, the major group had bought all the food from them. Buying the food, In-ho says, "You have dug your own grave. You will regret this very much." In-ho says, "Dokja was right. How can anything be free in this world? If you want to eat, you will have to pay." In-ho is using his skill Insight, and because of this, the public gets enraged by his words. Thanking Dokja, he provokes the public. The public thinks that all this is happening because of Dokja. Dokja thinks, "Now I understand why these people were reacting like this. This guy is using the Insight skill." Hee-won says to Dokja, "The major group is monopolizing the food again. Weren't you trying to reduce the major group's power by causing a transition among the people?" Dokja says, "That's right. I wanted them to fight for themselves." He thinks, "She is very intelligent." Hee-won asks, "Then why did you sell the food to the major group? Nothing changed because of this." Dokja says, "It did change, didn't it? I have more coins than before." He received 1,450 coins by selling the food. Hearing this, Hee-won asks, "What are you trying to do?" She asks Sang-ha, "Can we trust him?" Sang-ha says, "I trust him." Hee-won asks Dokja, "You must have saved food for yourself." Dokja explains, "No, I sold all the food." Hearing this, Hee-won asks, "Can we really trust him?" Meanwhile, Gil-young tries to give him food. Dokja says, "No, I'm fine. You eat it. And yes, it would be best if you finish eating whatever food you bought for me yesterday." And meanwhile, In-ho is selling each food item for 200 coins. After some time, Dokja is searching the area, looking towards Yaksu Station. Jung-hyuk went there as well. Hee-won says, "Whoever goes there does not come back. You aren't thinking of going there too, are you?" "Did I? Thank you for saving my life." Dokja says, "Yes, you did." Hee-won says, "I thank you again. Do you remember that man who was walking with a limp? He was the guy who tried to rape me." Dokja recalls, "This is the same guy I hit." Hee-won says, "Don't do anything to him because he is my prey." Dokja thinks, "If I hadn't reached there, she would have died. Constellations would be interested in a character like her." He checks her character profile. Her personal attribute is crouching figure, and personal skill is demon slaying. Right now, 3 constellations are interested in her. Just then, Hee-won notices that the major group is taking an old woman and a lady in the food search party. She steps forward to stop them. She says, if they join the party, they won't come back. Stopping her, Dokja says, if they stay here, they will die of hunger. She says, then should we just watch this happen?
Dokja says, for now, we have to do just that. He recalls that her personal attribute is crouching figure. This is a very rare attribute in TWSA. Although it is considered common, its potential can go beyond even rare and legendary. Berserk Butcher, who was one of the top 100 incarnations in TWSA, also had the crouching figure attribute. Dokja explains to her that we cannot change anything by stopping them. Even if we stop them, the same thing will happen again and again. He thinks, I thought she was an extra, but I can use her as a companion. But having the demon slaying skill along with crouching figure is worrying me. Later on, she might become an indiscriminate murderer. Dokja says, the root of the problem is food. Why, am I right? How about we uproot the problem itself? Hee-won asks, what do you mean? Meanwhile, Dokja thinks he must be coming here. Just then, he sees that a Doka bee has arrived there. He says, so, how are you guys? The in charge of this channel is being disciplined. That is why he won't be able to come here. For now, I am the in charge of the current scenario. A new Doka bee has arrived here, whose name is Biryu. Dokja notices that this is not Bihyung. Biryu says, but why is it so quiet here? What was this Bihyung doing with this scenario? He snaps his fingers and adds an additional penalty to the scenario. From now on, food cannot be collected and all the food is removed. The food starts flying into the air. Biryu says, you should have focused on completing the scenario. You cannot move forward in the world like this. Food has disappeared. Biryu says, so, let's start the party. A window opens in front of everyone. Looking at the window, Dokja thinks, now it feels like the TWSA novel. Additional penalty is added to the scenario. Survival fee is added, under which 100 coins will be deducted every night, and this survival fee will be charged until the main scenario is cleared. Find the location from where the second scenario will start. After this incident, Inho says, I have to make an announcement. Keeping the current situation in mind, it seems we will need more search parties, and from now on, whoever does not join the search party with us, we will not share food with them. He thinks, I didn't expect the additional penalty. Did he know about this? Hee-won's biscuits have disappeared. Dokja says, I told you to eat them. He thinks, Inho must be thinking that I already knew about the penalty. He reads Inho's mind, due to which his understanding regarding Inho increases even more. Dokja thinks, he might suspect me that I already knew about the food penalty, but this is just his suspicion. Hee-won asks, did you know that something like this was going to happen? Dokja says, I suspected that something like this could happen. He thinks, but I didn't expect the survival penalty. TWSA can certainly do something like this, but this wasn't in the original novel. Is this happening after contacting Bihyung? Just then, Hyun-sung asks Dokja, what should we do? Should we also join the search party? Dokja says, no, we are not going up. We have to find a new food source. He looks towards the tunnel. Hyun-sung says, are you saying that we should go there? Dokja says, you understood correctly. We have to go monster hunting. They are going for monster hunting. Seeing this, Inho says, I think we should have a team that clears the scenario. Meanwhile, Dokja thinks, what does he think of himself? He is no leader. By the way, I thought he would fight us, but it seems he wants to stay away from our group. Dokja receives a message that his understanding of Inho has increased further. He recalls, whenever I win a character's favor or guess something correctly, my understanding increases. With this level of understanding, I can now find out what is going on in Inho's mind. Just then, he finds out that Inho is wary of his intentions. He says, why don't you let my members join your party so that we can also understand how to clear the scenario? Meanwhile, Dokja thinks, of course he can't let us go just like that. Han joins Dokja's party on behalf of the hero. He is scared seeing the corpses on the way. He says to Sangha, don't be afraid, you hold my hand. Sangha says, you look more scared than me. Meanwhile, Hyun-sung asks, is it right for him to come with us? Dokja says, he is not a threat to us. Everything is fine. Hyun-sung asks Hee-won, have you recovered? Hee-won says, we should worry about Gi-leong. Hyun-sung says, I was thinking the same thing. It would be better if we send Gileong and the women back. Hearing this, Hee-won says, I am not as strong as you, but I know how to fight, and yes, I have also practiced kendo. Interrupting both of them, Dokja says, it seems you are forgetting something. Just a few days ago, this world has changed. Calling women and children weak is not right. Everyone can become strong by increasing their stats. Gileong, why don't you show them? Hearing this, Gileong uses his skill. Cockroaches start coming out of his skill. Gileong explains, my attribute's name is Bug Collector. Because of this, I can talk to insects. They have told me that there is no one ahead. We can go 100 steps further. He says, I have not come here to be a burden on you all. They start walking forward. She says, it seems there are many corpses here other than human corpses. Sangha says, the path has ended. It seems there is a wall here. Hyun-sung touches the wall and a new sub-scenario opens. According to this, they have to hunt and cook monsters and eat them. There are many monster corpses lying ahead. These are called ground rats. Hee-won asks, who could do such a thing? Dokja recalls, ground rats live underground and are known for hunting skills. This tunnel connects many stations. There are many monsters here. Our wandering like this is not going to be easy. He knows that Junhyuk has killed the ground rats. Hyun-sung says, can't we clear the scenario by eating them? Dokja explains, we have to hunt first and then cook. Dokja creates weapons from ground rat bones and gives them to his party. Some constellations are happy seeing his intelligence. They gift him 100 coins, and meanwhile, Dokja thinks, because of TWSA.
I knew how to cut the monster. He says that you guys must have coins left. Excluding the survival fee, invest all your coins in strength, stamina, and ability. This might seem strange to you, but I don't expect all of you to survive. Still, try to keep yourselves alive. The ground rat starts coming towards him. The sub-scenario begins. After this, he starts killing the ground rats one by one. Hee-won says that one escaped from her hands. Gileong hits that rat. Then Sangha attacks it and kills it. Cutting the ground rat, Dokja thinks that these people are not that bad. They fought well. She asks, are you okay? How many ground rats did you kill? Dokja says that I killed 4. Just then, Hyun-sung says that I killed 3 and Hee-won killed 2. Hearing this, Dokja thinks that, although I didn't use my full power, I have invested a lot of coins in my stats. Only then was I able to kill 4. He checks Hyun-sung's profile. He finds out that he's using a starter pack. He recalls that the starter pack is a premium pack. An incarnation can only use it when his average overall stats are below 10. It gives the incarnation a skill and increases his stats by 1 point. It seems the Master of Steel likes him. Sangha says, so how are we going to cook them? I don't think we can eat them raw. Dokja says that we can't eat this now. I think we will find something ahead. Hearing this, his team starts staring at him. Meanwhile, Dokja thinks, are they suspecting me? Just then, Hyun-sung says, I wanted to ask you this for a while. Do you know something about this situation? Hearing this, Dokja thinks that a regressor must feel something like this. In my situation, some people lie and some say that I feel like it. Constellation Secretive Plotter is waiting for his decision. Along with him, many constellations want to know this. Just then, a ground rat grabs Han and starts dragging him, and Dokja thinks that the best way is to put yourself in a situation where you don't have to answer. Secretive Plotter agrees with his words. Just then, Sangha helps Han, but along with Han, Sangha is also getting dragged away. And meanwhile, Constellation Prisoner of the Golden Handband is upset with this cliffhanger. Han and Sangha go underground. Hee-won says, I knew Han would cause trouble. Dokja and Gileong go towards the ground rat's burrow, and Hyun-sung and Hee-won are waiting for them outside. Dokja explains that Gileong's ability will help me find the ground rats. And yes, Hyun-sung, you take care of Hee-won. She hasn't recovered yet. Hyun-sung explains that Dokja said that if anything goes wrong, he will signal us. We just have to wait. The place where ground rats live is called the Dark Route. There is no light there at all. If Gileong wasn't here, I would have to use my coins. Gileong asks Dokja, why did you let them go on purpose? Dokja says, what do you mean?
Gil-young explains that when the monster was taking Han and Sangha, you let them go intentionally. I was watching you. Why did you do that? Hearing this, the constellation of good alignment expresses its displeasure at him. And meanwhile, Dokja thinks, so he was watching me. It seems I cannot hide things from him. He is very smart. Dokja explains that whatever the ground rats hunt, they keep storing it in one place. Sometimes they also store rare items. There was only one way to reach there. I knew they would take Han, but I didn't expect that Sangha would also go with them. Gil-young says, so you did this for items? Dokja asks, are you disappointed? Gil-young says, not at all. You don't even know how to lie. If you had done this only for items, you wouldn't have saved me that day. I trust you. Some constellations get emotional hearing this. They gift 200 coins. Meanwhile, Dokja thinks, I don't know what he saw in me. I thought he was more mature than his age, but he is still a kid. Gil-young says, we are about to reach. Some constellations are watching this scenario with focus. Just then, Gil-young asks Dokja, are you a god or a hero? Hearing this, Dokja is surprised. He thinks, he is sharper than I thought. Does he even know what he is saying? He says, neither am I a god nor a hero, and anyway, I hate heroes. Gil-young asks, but do you know about this world? Dokja says, I know. Gil-young says, it seems that after clearing all scenarios, a wish will be granted. There is always some reward at the end of such stories. Why, am I right? Dokja brinks, whoever adapts to this world suffers in their own way. Some people go mad, some people become fanatics, and some people become too optimistic. Dokja says, yes, we have arrived. The sub-scenario updates. They have entered the ground rat's treasure trove. Quieting Gil-young, Dokja says they don't just store treasure here. He sees that many ground rats are resting there, and treasure is also kept near them. Just then, he hears Han's voice. Sangha, this is all your fault. Sangha says, what do you mean? Han explains, if you hadn't taken the metro, we wouldn't be here. Sangha says, but what do you mean by me taking the metro? Han says, because you always commute on your bicycle. Sangha says, that means you stole my bike. Hearing this, Dokja thinks, that's why I was wondering what Han was doing on the metro that day. For this, the constellation, the demonic judge of fire, hates Han. Han shouts, yes, I was the one who stole your bike, but if you had listened to me, this wouldn't have happened. Constellation, prisoner of the golden headband, is fed up with this drama. Meanwhile, Dokja thinks, it seems I have to do something. He throws a thorn towards Han. Han barely manages to dodge it. Seeing this, Constellation, prisoner of the golden headband, becomes happy and gives Dokja 100 coins. Han says, who is this? Sangha notices that Dokja has arrived there, and meanwhile, Dokja notices that someone is about to come out breaking the wall. Behind Han and Sangha, the wall cracks, due to which Gil-young's cockroaches also die. This causes Gil-young mental pain, and not only that, the ground rats also wake up. Something black starts emerging there, which takes the form of a black flame. The Warden of the Dark arrives there. A message arrives that the sub-scenario is updated. Now they have to defeat the Warden. Dokja notices that Gil-young's insects were connected to him. Gil-young is in pain because of the insects dying. He asks, how many more times can you use your skill interspecies communication? Gil-young says 1 or 2 times. Dokja tells him to rest there. After this, he frees Han and Sangha. He sees that he only cut the stem and his blade has become dull. So this is the power of a demonic species. Dokja recalls that this is the Tier 7 demonic species, Warden of the Dark. He tells them to step back. Just then, he receives a message that the Warden has received the Demon King's blessing. Dokja thinks, I wanted to avoid fighting this. The Warden says something in demonic language. Meanwhile, Dokja thinks, I don't know what it's saying. The Warden generates fear from its aura. Dokja's 4th wall nullifies the effect of the fear. He sees that the Warden is standing in front of him. Sangha says, it is saying mother. Dokja says, I told you to step back. Sangha explains, this monster is saying something like mother. She can understand any language using her skill interpretation. Dokja thinks, granted, she was fluent in Spanish, but does she know demonic language too?
He asks what the warden is saying. Sangha explains it is asking us to become a mother. Sangha shouts, "I haven't even gotten married yet." Meanwhile, Han says, "Why should I become a mother? I will become a father." The warden shoves its tentacle into Han's mouth. Seeing this, Dokja thinks, so this is what the warden meant. This is how demonic species impregnate other species. Dokja cuts off the warden's tentacles. After this, the warden starts attacking Dokja. Dokja blocks its attacks with the bone, but while blocking the attack, his bone breaks. Dodging the warden's attacks, he says, "I cannot defeat it like this. My plan was to take the treasure here, but I always have a plan B." He shouts, "Dokubi, I know you are watching me." Biryu says, "How do you know?" Dokja explains, "I must have received an item in the mail. You have to give me that item." Biryu says, "I have nothing to do with that. Bihyung is in charge of that." Dokja says, "But you have come in his place, right?" I don't know how the constellations are reacting right now. Constellation Prisoner of the Golden Handband and Demonic Judge of Fire are threatening Biryu. Biryu says, "I will do it. I'm doing this only because it will make the scenario more interesting." Dokja gets a message that, "You have received an item from the auction house." He recalls that he had asked for Broken Faith in exchange for the sea monster's core. He summons Broken Faith. Dokja has the sword. Biryu asks, "What is this? Can you even fight with this? This is broken. Unless you have a specific skill, you cannot use it." Meanwhile, Dokja thinks, "I already knew this. If this wasn't the case, I wouldn't have taken it at all." A message comes that the item's durability is very low. It cannot be used. Dokja looks at Broken Faith. Biryu gets shocked seeing him. Light emits from Broken Faith, and his sword becomes larger. Dokja recalls that at that time I had bought another skill, White Star Weapon Aura. White Star Weapon Aura activates. Broken Faith starts reacting to Dokja's magic. Broken Faith activates. Dokja attacks the warden with it and cuts off its tentacles. He thinks, "Now I can stand against it, but I don't have skills like combat science and blade proficiency, and this skill uses a lot of mana." He is exhausted. He thinks, "Having a powerful sword doesn't make me powerful, but I am not a swordsman. I am a reader, and I should fight like a reader." Dokja uses his bookmark skill to use Hyun Song's skill. Due to the low level of the skill, he can use the skill for only 1 minute. He can use the power equal to the percentage of his understanding. He starts cutting the warden's tentacles one by one. Due to reading TWSA, he knows the warden's fighting pattern well. He knows that the warden pauses for a while after attacking again. Dokja then cuts it in half. Dying, the warden says something. Sangha explains that it is asking how you knew that I would attack this. Dokja has defeated the warden. He says, "Because I read a lot of novels." Biryu says, "Constellations, did you see this? I can't believe it." Constellation Abyssal Black Flame Dragon's eyes have popped out due to surprise. Many constellations can't believe it. Constellation Prisoner of the Golden Headband has pulled out his hair in excitement. He gifts Dokja 500 coins. Biryu can't believe that someone is using an ether blade in such an early scenario. Dokja explains that this is not the real blade. The real blade is even more powerful than this. Biryu says, "I know you added White Star Weapon Aura to it." Dokja gets a message that Broken Faith's durability has run out. It cannot be used anymore. He says, "I have completed the sub-scenario. Where is my reward?" Upon completing the scenario, Dokja receives 500 coins. Many constellations are impressed by his master plan. Biryu says, "But aren't you going to finish that warden?" Dokja knows that finishing it is not right. He says, "I don't want to kill anyone." Biryu says, "If you do so, you will get a handsome reward. You will be the first character to finish a Tier 7 demonic species. For this, you will get 7,000 coins." Just then, a message arrives that Constellation Demonic Judge of Fire is happy with him. She gives Dokja 100 coins. Dokja says, "I am not going to kill it." Hearing this, Constellation Secretive Plotter starts smiling looking at Dokja. He gives him 100 coins. Dokja says, I have to open a stage chest. You leave from here. Meanwhile, he sees that Han has killed the warden. Han shouts, I can also become strong. Dokja, you wouldn't have even thought
that I would do this. You are a fool for leaving someone alive in this world, and that is why people like you never succeed in their careers. Han receives a message that by killing the warden, you have caught the eye of the Demon King, god of wrath and lust. The god of wrath and lust will not stop chasing the incarnation who dealt the final blow to the warden. He curses that incarnation. Han dealt the final attack on the warden. The curse activates. Meanwhile, Dokja says, I forgot to tell you that I didn't kill the warden on purpose. He recalls that demonic species monsters worship the Demon King through the dark root and receive power from the Demon King. And that is why, by killing a demonic species, you become an enemy of the demon. The god of wrath and lust turns your worst trauma into reality. I don't know what is happening with Han, but he is experiencing something terrible. Sangha is confused and Gilyung is excited. Meanwhile, secretive plotter is impressed by that scheme of Dokja. He recommends his scenario to the Star Stream. Dokja says, then why don't we open the treasure chest? From there, Sangha gets a mana recovery bracelet and Gilyung gets a rusted iron shield. Sangha says, I expected something better. Dokja thinks, Hero Junghyuk already took the useful things from here. He says, don't worry, we still have another treasure chest. They find a mana brazier there. Sangha asks, what is this? Dokja explains, I think I know about this. He cooks the ground rat with it. Sangha says, it smells good, but will it be okay to eat? Dokja says, let me try and see. Dokja eats the meat. He hasn't tasted such meat till date. He says, you can eat this. Some constellations start watering at the mouth. Some say that this meat is great. Some give him 100 coins. Prisoner of the Golden Handband is chewing his nails. Meanwhile, I Am Waiting for Thursday Night is thinking about how the meat would taste. Just then, Han comes to Dokja's side. He says, Dokja, I know I didn't do right, but can I eat too? Dokja says, why not? Anyway, you will need energy to fight the curse. There's another box in front of Dokja. Sangha asks, but how do you know about this? You even knew how to cook the monster. It seems it is because you have read a lot of novels. You're risking your life and I'm stuffing food in my mouth here. I couldn't help you at all. Dokja says, you can understand the monster. It seems this became possible due to your interest in languages. Sangha says, you've been staring at that box for a long time. Are you going to use it? Random item box is written on that box. Dokja thinks, she can read the language now too. He recalls that in TWSA, Flying Fox finds the random item box first. Even Hero Junghyuk doesn't know that the real treasure is this black box. Sangha says to Dokja, you can use it. Whatever you find, you can keep it for yourself. Dokja recalls, if you put a low-grade item in it and close it, this box will give you a high-grade item. Dokja puts the warden's core in it and puts broken faith in it. Biryu says, what is happening? This system was removed from the game a long time ago. Light starts emitting from that box. Biryu says, Constellations, I don't know what this box is doing here. Yes, we are ending the stream right here. He temporarily shuts down the channel. Dokja gets a message that the final item will be a blade because you put a blade item in the box. The item being created is related to a specific constellation. Seeing this, Dokja says, I didn't expect this. Just give me any item above A grade. A message arrives that a higher item is emerging. Now this box cannot be used anymore. Dokja says, why don't we open it? He recalls that there is a premium item that was recalled by the Star Stream Center because you get a high-grade item in exchange for a low-grade item, which can upset the balance of the scenario. Dokja sees that he gets unbroken faith from that box. And not only that, it belongs to Hero Kaizenix. Sangha says, this is amazing. Meanwhile, Dokja thinks, is this true? I received a constellation artifact. A message arrives that the owner of this artifact is curious about you. Dokja says, let's go back. There are many ground rats where we came from. We will have to take the mana brazier and go there. Just then, Gilyung tells Dokja that there are no insects here. Dokja thinks, did this happen because of the warden's explosion? Gilyung says that one insect is still alive.
He communicates with the insect. While communicating, he loses his senses. Sangha says something is going wrong. Blood starts coming out of Gilyoung's nose. He has contacted a ground monster. Because of Gilyoung, the whole earth starts shaking. He has contacted an above-ground monster. Dokja understands that this vibration is coming from above. He brings Gilyoung back to his senses. Shaking him, he says, "Stop using your skill." The monster's connection breaks, and it goes on its way. Dokja says, "I can't believe he summoned a monarch species insect. We were about to be crushed to death here." He tells Gilyoung, "Don't use this skill for a while." He explains, "If we try to get out of here, we will get lost. We will wait for small insects to come out." Just then, Sangha says, "If we need to get out of here, I can help you. Like Gilyoung, my skill can also be useful here." They are getting out using Sangha's thread. Sangha explains, "With this skill, I can use thread. Before being kidnapped, I had tied the thread to someone." Just then, Dokja asks Sangha about her personal attribute. Sangha starts hesitating to speak. Dokja says, "Forgive me, I shouldn't have asked this." Sangha says, "It's not that I don't trust you." Dokja says, "No, you did well. You shouldn't tell anyone about your personal attribute now." He thinks, "It seems she has made a contract with a constellation under which she cannot leak personal information to anyone. If that happens, her life will be in danger. I don't know which constellation has made a deal with her."
But it seems that her constellation is training her. He uses character profile on Sangha again. But again he gets a message that this character profile is not registered. Just then he receives a new message that now this character's info is being collected. Seeing this, Dokja thinks, "I have never seen this message before." Just then the channel opens again. Byung says, "So Biryu messed with my channel again." He says, "So how are you guys? Everything was going fine after I left, right?" Byung is back. After this, we all come to Hewon and Hyunsung. Eating the meat, Hewon says, "This is really great." Meanwhile, Dokja says, "This will recover your health." Byung talks to Dokja with the help of Doka-kebi communication. Only Dokja can hear this conversation. And yes, it is against the rules for this Doka-kebi to talk to an incarnation like this. Byung says, "I'm noticing that you have accomplished quite a lot after I left." Dokja asks, "Were you called because of me?" Byung says, "You could say that. I had shut down my channel suddenly and I had left the advertisements running for quite a long time too. Management let me off with a warning. I have decided that I won't pay attention to such small things, and anyway, this is not a big deal. By the way, how did you find out about the random item box? That happened because of my mistake." Dokja says, "So that box was kept there because of you." Byung says, "I shouldn't have been so greedy at that time." Just then Hewon says to Dokja, "It seems you have found many new weapons." He has given that shield to Hyunsung, due to which his loyalty towards Dokja has increased. She asks, "Is there anything for me?" Dokja says, "Nothing." She asks, "So are you going to share this meat with others?" Dokja explains, "I will sell it." He comes back to the station. Dokja notices that people there are getting worried. Just then he gets a message that there are only 20 minutes left for checkout. Keep your survival fee ready. People are worried because they don't have 100 coins for the survival fee. If they don't pay this fee, they will be killed. A woman says, "My child and I don't have enough coins. Please help us." People start asking each other for help. Just then a lady asks the major group, "Where is my sister? She had joined the search party with you. She was going to give me her coins." The gang member says, "How would we know? Why don't you go and check yourself? Are you sure she went with us? Do you have any proof of this?" Hearing this, Hewon gets angry. Her attribute is about to blossom. Just then, Inho arrives there. He says, "Good to see you, Dokja. We think you have the most coins here." He is provoking people using his skill Insight. Hearing this, people start running towards Dokja. They go to Dokja asking for help. Just then Inho says, "I don't have enough coins to help all of them, but you can help them. Will you let them die?" Meanwhile, Dokja thinks, "There must be 20 people around me. If I help them, my 2000 coins will be gone. But if I don't share coins with them, then I will become a villain." But how many of these people really deserve help? In the first scenario, they took the lives of others to keep themselves alive, and now they can't take responsibility for their own lives? Just then Byung tells them that only 10 minutes are left. Constellation's secretive plotter, prisoner of the golden headband, demonic judge of fire are all waiting for his decision. Just then Dokja says, "So you want coins, but why should I give you coins?" He thinks, I'm not going to play this game anymore. Hearing this, In-hoo starts laughing. He says, I knew you would say something like that. A person says, what are you asking? You have coins. You should share them with us. Since you arrived, you have been after coins. You even sold food for coins. If we hadn't bought food from you, we would all have survived. Everyone starts pressurizing Dokja. They start bad-mouthing him. In-hoo says, I'm giving you a last chance. Return everyone's coins. Dokja says, I'm not going to do that. The public is getting eager to fight. They move towards Dokja to fight. In-hoo says, you can take your coins back by killing him. Just then, Dokja cuts off the hand of one of those people. Seeing this, the public stops right there. That person starts screaming. Dokja says, are you really blaming me for this situation? Dokja checks his character profile. He finds out that his stats have increased a lot, meaning he is a guy from the Cheoldu gang. He realizes that he increased his stats by killing people. He says to the people, do you really think I am responsible for all this? You know who is in the wrong, but you are afraid of them because they are stronger than you. You are afraid of them because they have high coins and high stats. In-hoo says, what do you mean to say? Dokja asks the people, how is it that they have high coins and stats? Because they are gangsters? No. Hearing this, a person asks In-hoo, yes, why do you always have more coins? Lying, In-hoo says, you know how many things I have sold. Just then, Dokja reveals, when I came here, there were 87 people, and now only 50 people are left. A person says, that happened because of the monsters. Monsters ate them. Dokja says, what did you say? Monsters? Stop deceiving yourselves. Just think about why no one from the Cheoldu gang has died yet, and why is it so? Whenever they come back, they are stronger than before. Constellation's secretive plotter agrees with him. Dokja says, and you were coming to attack me. So In-hoo says that you will get coins for killing me. But how does he know that killing someone gives their coins? Constellation, prisoner of the golden headband, is pulling his hair in excitement. Just then we are shown that Cheoldu gang members are taking people outside, killing them, and increasing their stats with coins. Hearing this, people get angry. Just then, Byong tells them that now only 7 minutes are left. The crowd is moving towards In-hoo. Dokja says, if you have even a little bit of shame left, then fight for yourselves. Constellation of pure good alignment declares In-hoo an evil person. Readying the people for the fight, Dokja says, this is the rule that works in this world. The public starts fighting the Cheoldu gang. That woman,
Giving the hammer to her son, that woman says, do exactly as I say. Everyone is fighting the gang. Dokja cuts off the hands of 2 members. Just then, Hee-won thrusts her sword into a member's mouth. She says, I told you, didn't I, that he is my prey? Hee-won's attribute starts to blossom. Her attribute blooms in the form of Judge of Evil. Seeing this, Dokja thinks, this is the most powerful judge out of the 3 judges. Hee-won tells Dokja to step back. She says, I will fight him. After this, Hee-won activates her personal skill, Time of Judgment. The constellation Pure Good Alignment grants permission to use this skill. In-ho thinks, why am I having so much trouble fighting her? Just then his gaze falls on Hee-won, who is moving forward, cutting down his gang members. Seeing her, everyone stopped fighting. Hee-won is in front of In-ho. Dokja nods his head and orders her to kill him. And meanwhile, In-ho says, so you knew. She cuts In-ho in half. Seeing this, all the constellations are happy. The survival fee starts getting collected, and those who don't have 100 coins start dying. Sadness surrounds Hee-won. Just then, Dokja comes there and says, stand up, the scenario has just begun. They have to search for the location where the scenario will activate. It is morning, they are all leaving from there. She asks those survivors, don't you want to come with us? That woman says, we will go our own way, we have some coins. Dokja recalls that after last night's incident, many survivors had left Gimho Station. Leaving our group, only these 5 survivors were left here. Looking at the last time, it seems she will survive in the future too. Hee-won says, then why don't we leave too? Meanwhile, Dokja thinks, it seems Hee-won has become a part of our team. Last night, Han also went his own way. They leave Gimho Station. Hee-won transfers 1,500 coins to Dokja. She says, this is your share. I would have felt bad if I didn't give it to you. I have given others their share too. And anyway, I earned the most coins last night. Dokja says, if I were in your place, I wouldn't share the coins. She says to him, but I am not you.
Constellation Demonic Judge of Fire is happy seeing this friendship, and meanwhile, Constellation Abyssal Black Flame Dragon is smiling evilly. Meanwhile, Dokja thinks, last night I received the most coins. Abyssal Black Flame Dragon, stop laughing. He recalls that this morning, Bi-hyung gave him the coins he received last night. I was given many coins for starting the battle. He now has 2,350 coins. With this, he increases his stats further. He has used 4,400 coins. He has also increased his mana so that he can use the White Star weapon aura. He thinks, I can increase my earnings by attracting the attention of more constellations. The next stage is perfect for this. Just then, he receives a message that the second main scenario has activated. In this, they have to cross the tunnel and meet the survivors of the first shelter zone. She asks, where could the shelter zone be? Just then, a message arrives that the next shelter zone is Chungmuro.
Is at the station. They are moving forward in the tunnel, killing ground rats. Doing this, they have arrived at Dongguk University. Dokja tells everyone to rest right here. He explains that it seems these people left from here quickly. We might find something useful here. Meanwhile, Hyun-sung suggests, how about we go there and rest? Only one station is left. Dokja explains, we don't know if we will even be able to rest once we get there. He recalls that at the station they are coming from, there were many ground rats and dead people. Looking at their wounds, it seems their lives were not taken by ground rats, but they were killed by Jung-hyuk. We know that we don't need to be wary of only monsters. Hyun-sung says, I will search this area. Meanwhile, Song-ha asks Hee-won to go to the bathroom. Dokja looks at her. He doesn't understand. Hee-won says, do you want to come along too? Dokja says, yes, I'm a bit slow on the uptake. You two go. Hyun-sung says, we should go to the bathroom too. They come out after using the bathroom. Hee-won asks, where's Dokja? Hyun-sung explains that he has gone outside. Hee-won says, but there is poisonous gas outside. Dokja explains that he had another reason for stopping here. According to TWSA, it should be in front of Exit 6 of Dongguk University. Looking at the statue of Great Monk Samyang, he says, I found it. Just then, he gets a message that the constellation wearing a straw mat is excited about what you are going to do next. Meanwhile, Hyun-sung explains that Dokja had said that he is going on a pilgrimage and respects Samyang. The constellation wearing a straw mat is happy to see this. He gives him 100 coins. Actually, Samyang himself is the constellation. Meanwhile, Bi-hyung thinks, what is he going to do? Just then, Dokja moves towards the statue and cuts it in half. The constellation wearing a straw mat is shocked to see this. After this, Dokja comes back to the station. Bi-hyung says, have you gone crazy? Why are you ignoring me? You have broken a constellation statue. Do you want my channel destroyed? Dokja says, calm down. He thinks that all statues contain the power of their constellation. You can obtain skills and items from them. I needed the smoke skill before going to Chungmuro Station. I used the shortcut method from TWSA. Otherwise, it would have taken a lot of time to obtain it. The constellation wearing a straw mat is angry with him, and meanwhile, prisoner of the golden headband is laughing. Dokja meets his team. Hee-won asks, so how was your pilgrimage? Did you go to a church or a temple? Dokja says, I want to give you something. He gives the robe of Great Monk Samyang to Hee-won. He asks, have you heard about Great Monk Samyang? She says, who is that? The constellation is surprised at Hee-won's words that she doesn't know who Samyang is. Just then, Song-ha says, I know about him. Dokja has given her prayer beads. Song-ha explains that he is a monk from the mid-Joseon dynasty. He participated during the Japanese invasion, and yes, he won the Battle of Pyongyang and Iryeong. Basically, Samyang is a famous monk. Hearing this, the constellation wearing a straw mat becomes happy. Song-ha says, so you are saying that this item has the power of that sage? This is very cool. Just then, Dokja thanks the constellation wearing a straw mat for that item. Seeing this, some constellations are laughing at his shamelessness. He says,
I think Monk Samyang gave us this item to save the country of Korea, just like he protected Korea during the Japanese invasion. Dokja is saying this intentionally to please Monk Samyang, and the constellation wearing a straw mat becomes happy. Sangha says, "It seems you are right. Maybe great Monk Samyang is a constellation himself." Hyunsung starts thanking Monk Samyang. Hearing this, the constellation wearing a straw mat reveals his nickname. His nickname is Bald General of the Volunteer Army, and he forgives Dokja for breaking the statue. Meanwhile, Dokja recalls that a constellation's power and wealth depend on their fame. I did this on purpose because any constellation would want to be remembered forever. She says, "I will remember Monk Samyang." The constellation Bald General of the Volunteer Army is happy. He gifts 100 coins. Dokja says, "We're about to reach Cheongmuro soon, but don't let your guard down." He thinks, "We still have to walk half a mile to reach Cheongmuro Station. The sub-scenario must be about to start." Just then, a message appears in front of him that the sub-scenario is starting. Dokja tells everyone to step back. In the sub-scenario, they have to get out of the illusory prison. Its time limit is 1 hour, and the reward is 300 coins. The illusory prison starts. Dokja opens his eyes. He sees that his mother is calling out to him. He is in an illusion. His mother says, "You saw nothing." Dokja thinks, "I know." His skill, Fourth Wall, activates, and because of this, the illusory prison has no effect on him. Dokja recalls that this is a zone that triggers your trauma. Even Jung-hyuk had a lot of trouble in this. This is the most dangerous phase for a regressor. Dokja tells everyone to stay calm. Constellation Secretive Plotter is impressed by Dokja's mental fortitude. He gives him 100 coins. Meanwhile, one constellation wants to know Dokja's past trauma. Hyunsung, Heewon, and Gilyoung are suffering from trauma. Just then, he hears Sangha's voice. Dokja notices that great monk Samyang's beads are protecting Sangha. He says to Sangha, "Cover me while I destroy the zone." Dokja calls, "I destroyed the great monk's statue to clear this sub-scenario." He uses his skill. With this, he breaks the illusory prison. Due to trauma, Hyunsung is remembering his army days. Meanwhile, Gilyoung is apologizing to his mother. Just then, his gaze falls on Heewon, who is standing there holding a sword, and attacks Dokja. But Dokja dodges her. Heewon says, "I will kill you." Dokja notices that her eyes have turned red. This is a sign of demon slaying. He thinks, "That's why I gave her the great monk Samyang's robe. It seems it didn't work." Dokja attacks her and knocks her unconscious. He asks Sangha to take care of Heewon. The sub-scenario is completed. They receive 300 coins. Drawing his sword, Dokja says, "This is not the time to let your guard down." In front of him, a rank 9 ghost species, Spectre, is being summoned. These are the ones who cast the illusory prison. Hyunsung opens his eyes. He says, "Private Hyunsung Lee reporting for duty, sir." He comes to his senses. He says, "I passed out. What is happening here?" Dokja has defeated the Spectre. He obtained a spirit stone from the Spectre. He explains, "We fought the monsters that created the illusory prison. We have defeated them all." Hyunsung thanks Dokja. After this, Gilyoung wakes up. Sangha tells him to rest. Dokja recalls that, in the trauma, he was apologizing to his mother. He thinks, "It seems Gilyoung suffered the most trauma among us." Gilyoung hugs him. Just then, looking at the light, Sangha says, "It seems we have arrived." Dokja thinks, "Our group is not in a condition to fight right now. Is it okay for us to go forward?" Just then, he hears a girl's voice saying, "Who are you people? Don't you know that this hunting ground belongs to us?" Sangha and Dokja recognize that girl. He recalls, she is the sole survivor of Daepong Girls High School, Ji-hae Lee. Just then, she asks, "Did you come here after defeating the Spectres?" Dokja thinks, "I know this girl well. This girl is one of the main characters of TWSA." Ji-hae is shocked. She says, "Only Master knew how to defeat them." Dokja checks her character profile and finds out that her supporting constellation is the god of naval warfare. He thinks she had the same constellation in TWSA too. Constellation, bald general of the volunteer army, becomes happy seeing his old friend Constellation, god of naval warfare. Dokja recalls, Jonghyuk left Chungmuro Station in a hurry just for her. She is an important character in the upcoming naval battle. Jihye says, "Come with me, I will take you to the station." The main scenario ends. They have reached Chungmuro Station. Dokja's team has reached Chungmuro Station. Sangha gets a strange feeling from that place. A message arrives that channel #BIR8761 is live. Channel #BIR3642 is live. Actually, this channel belongs to Biryu. Dokja thinks, there are so many dokkaebis here. This scenario is huge. That's why there are many dokkaebis. It's not going to be easy for Bihyung. A message arrives that the third main scenario is in progress. It has been running for 2 days. A person calls Jihye by the name Samurai. He says, "So you brought newbies." Actually, this person is from the Pildu gang. Meanwhile, Dokja thinks, if he knew who Jihye's supporting constellation is, he would never call her that. Jihye says, "Are you drinking again?" The person says, "What else is there in this world except drinking? Are your friends from Dongguk University?"
You must have earned a lot of coins on the way. Pointing at Sangha, he asks, "What is the name of this beautiful girl? I can get you a cheap room. Do you want one?" Sangha knows nothing about the rooms. The man says, "You are new here. That's why you don't know anything." Just then, Jihye says, "Don't bother them and go upstairs." Placing her sword at his face, she says, "If you value your life, get out of here." Both members leave from there. Jihye tells Dokja, "I helped you this time, but I am not going to babysit you, so I am leaving from here." She starts moving forward. Just then, Dokja says, "Jung-hyuk is here, right?" Hearing this, Jihye becomes alert. Drawing her sword, she asks, "Who are you?" Dokja thinks, "I can understand. Jung-hyuk must have done something to her. I know that he cannot leave a constellation of this level alone. If I were in his place, I would have looked for her first." Dokja reveals, "I am Jung-hyuk's companion who has come back alive." Jihye says, "What did you say? A companion? I don't believe you." Dokja says, "If you tell him about me, he will understand. By the way, where is he right now?" Jihye reveals that Master is not here right now. Dokja thinks, so she is calling him Master. He says, "I had to give him a message." Jihye thinks for a moment, then she tells the boy standing nearby, "You keep an eye on them. I'm going to meet Master. They are calling themselves Master's friends." Hearing this, the boy becomes happy. Dokja says, "Yes, we are very good friends of Jung-hyuk." The boy tells them the whole story of how Jung-hyuk met them and became the leader of their group. Hearing this, Dokja starts feeling sleepy. The boy asks, "You are listening, right?" Dokja says, "So you were saying that 3 days ago, Jung-hyuk came here and he saved you and Jihye Lee from monsters." He thinks, this boy doesn't know. He thinks Jung-hyuk saved him because he is a good person, but this boy is still alive only because he was with Jihye Lee. Just then, Hyun-sung asks, "How do you supply food here?" The boy says, "This is very embarrassing, but many people depend on Jihye for food. She hunts monsters and Mr. Gong cooks the food." Hyun-sung starts writing the info in a diary. After this, he asks about water. The boy explains that for water, we trade food and coins with the landlord group. Meanwhile, Dokja thinks, "What did you say? Landlord group?" After this, he goes from the basement to the first floor. That member asks, "What are you doing here? Do you need a room?" The boy explains, "We have come here to use the bathroom." Meanwhile, Dokja recalls, "I know very well about the landlord group from TWSA. Their leader has control over the entire Chungmuro station, and that leader is one of the 10 evils." Sangha asks, "They are talking about rooms again and again. What do they mean?" The boy explains, "They are landlords, and they call the green zones rooms." Just then, Sangha notices that 2 people are fighting with each other there. The boy says, "You will soon find out why they are fighting." They find out that from the first basement to the 3rd floor here, the landlord group has control. There are many small groups here too. Actually, the landlord group has a monopoly here. Dokja asks, "Even knowing this, Jung-hyuk did nothing? I thought he saved your lives." The boy says, "Mr. Jung-hyuk said we should mind our own business." Meanwhile, Dokja thinks, Jung-hyuk wouldn't have told them to follow him. They started following him after seeing his overwhelming power. He thinks, Jung-hyuk is straying from his original path. I have to find out what he is doing this time. Just then he sees that many people are gathered in one place. The boy explains that the bathroom area is behind those people. 2 landlord gang members are standing there who are charging coins from people for rooms and bathrooms. Dokja thinks, I feel like one of the 10 evils must be somewhere here. Just then, Gil-young goes ahead through the crowd of people for the bathroom. Doing so, he falls down. Falling down, he touches the private land of the landlord group. A message arrives that Gil-young has entered private property. No person dared to enter that private property. Seeing this, people start running away from there. The member says, "Who is this kid? Seems like he's lost. Do you know where you are right now?" Gil-young says, "This is the way to the bathroom, right?" The member says, "Yes, you are right. So, by the way, tell me, where are your parents? Didn't they tell you not to trespass on others' property?" Just then, magic guns start being summoned there. Those guns have surrounded Gil-young from all sides. A message arrives that Pildu-gung's stigma, militarized zone, has been activated. Pildu-gung is demanding 500 coins for trespassing. If his 500 coins are not given, these guns will turn you into a sieve. He says, "Give the coins quickly." Actually, Pildu is the leader of this landlord group who has taken control of this station. To survive the third scenario, people need rooms. Every night, he charges coins from people for those rooms. The gun is aimed at Gil-young. Dokja tells Sanga, "Take care of Hee-won." After this, he goes towards the members. The member says, "So you are this boy's parent, so you are going to give him his 500 coins." Dokja thinks, 500 coins, and that too just for taking one step. They are ripping people off even more than Bi-hyung. Junhyuk, how have you given them so much freedom? And meanwhile, Ji-hae meets Junhyuk. She's going to tell the boss about Dokja. Dokja recalls that the arrival of the 10 evils depends on Junhyuk's round. According to that, they appear in different ranks and different chapters. They are the main villains of TWSA, and Pildu-gung, who is also called the Armed Fortress Master of Chungmira Station, is one of the 10 evils. His room is the biggest here. Maximum 70 people can fit in it. Dokja thinks, this room must be the biggest room here. This must be Pildu's green zone. He asks, why are you collecting coins? Chungmiro Station is public property, right? The member says, it was public property 8 days ago. Now it is not public property. Dokja says, okay, I will pay him, but I want to pay him in person. Everyone thinks that member is Pildu-gung. Checking his character profile, Dokja reveals, you are not Pildu-gung. He recalls that these are landlords. He owns Chungmuro Station, but actually these are Pildu-gung's henchmen. Putting them all together makes the landlord group. Dokja starts calling out to Pildu, and while doing so, he also enters the zone. Pildu's gun turns towards Dokja. Dokja calls out to Pildu. Just then, he hears a voice saying, stop right there. There is a person reading a magazine nearby. He says, if you take one more step forward, you will lose your life. Actually, this person is Pildu-gung. He says, I haven't seen you here before today. You have guts. Meanwhile, Dokja thinks, this must be Pildu-gung. Dokja says, why should I be afraid of anyone when I have come here to talk business? Dokja gets a message that Pildu-gung is interested in him. Pildu-gung says, don't try to be smart. Dokja checks his profile. His supporting constellation is Defense Master, and his stigma, meaning special power, is Militarized Zone. Dokja notices that he has 2 personal attributes, and his mana is at level 19. The person who is going to become one of the 10 evils. This much is expected from him. Pildu-gung says, what business do you have with me? I don't think you want to pay me. Dokja thinks, should I make a deal with him, or should I defeat him right here? He puts his hand on his sword. Pildu-gung says, are you planning something crazy? Dokja's team has been surrounded by Pildu-gung's members. Dokja notices this. He says, what can a tenant want from a landlord? Pildu says, so you have come for a room? Dokja says, please let me and my friends stay in your green zone. Pildu explains, we don't give entry to anyone other than the landlord group in our green zone. If you give us 500 coins daily, we might consider it. Dokja says,
I cannot afford that, but I can definitely give you some info. Pildu asks, what kind of info? Dokja says, Chung-hyuk's info. Hearing this, Pildu gets scared. His member says, are you talking about the guy who caused havoc here a few days ago? How do you know him? Dokja recalls, in the original story, by now, Chung-hyuk would be waging an all-out war with the entire landlord group. But why hasn't he done so yet? Pildu asks, how do you know about Chung-hyuk? Dokja says, he is my companion. Whether you believe me or not, you lose nothing. Just then, Pildu uses his skill, Calculated Profit. He says, I do lose something. It seems you are trying to deceive me, but don't underestimate me. Leaving from there, Dokja says, as you wish. If you don't believe it, then don't. It's your loss. Dokja feels that Pildu is scared of Chung-hyuk's name. He starts leaving from there. Just then, Pildu stops him. Dokja thinks he fell into my trap. But Pildu says, how are you leaving like this? You still have to pay me. Dokja says, how many coins do I have to pay you? 100 coins? Pildu explains, no, 1,000 coins. 500 for the kid and 500 for you. Dokja says, this is too much. Pildu says, I told you already.
Then go and die. Dokja tells Gilyong to run towards the crowd. Pildu's machine starts shooting and there is a huge explosion there. But just then we are shown that Hyunsung has blocked that attack. He says, I don't think I can block any more attacks than this. And Dokja thinks, Hee-won is also unconscious. If we start fighting now, we might lose our lives. Just then he remembers something. Dokja says to Pildu, wait, I don't think you should fight us. If you fight us, you will be killed right now. Just then they hear Ji-hae's voice. She has brought her master Jung-hyuk. She explains, that guy is claiming to be your friend. Pildu starts getting nervous. Dokja says, my friend is coming here. Jung-hyuk looks at Dokja. He gets irritated seeing him. And meanwhile activating Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint, Dokja says, hey Jung-hyuk, I didn't think I would see your funny face again. Pildu can't believe that he's talking to Jung-hyuk like this. And meanwhile Ji-hae is also shocked hearing this. Dokja says, so how are things? Seems like you're doing very well. Dokja is reading his thoughts. Jung-hyuk is thinking, how did he get here from there so quickly? Dokja says, these people don't believe that we both are friends. Can you tell these people? Dokja thinks, I know Jung-hyuk well. Even though he kills people like insects, he always keeps his promise. Jung-hyuk had promised Dokja that if he survives the sea monster, Jung-hyuk will consider him his companion. Constellations are waiting for Jung-hyuk's reply. Demonic Judge of Fire wants to see if Jung-hyuk stands by his words or not. Jung-hyuk is about to speak, but just then interrupting him, Dokja says, and yes, tell them this too, that we want to use the bathroom. Seeing this, everyone gets shocked. They can't believe that Dokja is interrupting Jung-hyuk. Hearing this, Jung-hyuk draws his sword. Ji-hae says, kill him, master. Sometime after this incident, Dokja says, I'm lucky to have a companion like you. Good to see you. Jung-hyuk is getting irritated. He says, so you survived. Dokja says in his mind, Jung-hyuk didn't give me any answer at that time. He never considered me his companion. Instead, he thought it right to point his sword at Pildu-gong. Pildu-gong didn't want any trouble, so he let us go from there. Dokja asks, did you want me to die? Jung-hyuk says, I don't care. Hearing this, Dokja says in his mind, I want to punch him in the face, but I won't be able to stand against his stats. He checks Jung-hyuk's character profile. A message arrives that due to too much info, a summary is being presented. Dokja insists on activating the full version character profile. Character summary opens. Then again, due to many things, it is summarized. There are question marks next to his supporting constellation, meaning Dokja cannot see his supporting constellation. Looking at his stats, he thinks, now I know how he is so extraordinary. It seems that right now in the novel's third,
stronger than the round. This means he is taking more risks. But this is only his third round. What is he planning to do? Jung-hyuk asks, do you want to say anything else to me? Dokja says, no, I'm just looking at your funny face. Jung-hyuk thinks, he is as stubborn as I thought. But he is starting to irritate me. Should I kill him? Constellation Prisoner of the Golden Headband gets disappointed with Dokja. After some time, Hee-won wakes up. Jung-hyuk says, seems like you have made new friends. Just then, Dokja finds out via a message that Jung-hyuk is disappointed with him. He activates his skill, Eye of the Sage. He thinks, I left Hyunsung with him. Just look at how weak Hyunsung is. Meanwhile, Dokja thinks, if Hyunsung had gone with Jung-hyuk, he would have been very strong.
but I'm just an ordinary reader who knows the future. Just then, Junhyuk checks the attribute of another character with Eye of the Sage. He cannot believe it. Meanwhile, Dokja thinks, who is he looking at? They are all standing together, so I don't understand. Is he talking about Hee-won? I want to ask him. If I ask, he will know that I'm reading his thoughts. Just then, Hee-won notices him. She asks, what are you looking at? And Dokja thinks, that's the way, Hee-won. Now I will find out. Meanwhile, Junhyuk thinks, should I kill her? Interrupting, Dokja says, I want to ask you something. Why are you leaving Pildu Gong alone? Junhyuk says, if you were a real prophet, you would know this. Dokja says, a prophet doesn't know everything. Junhyuk checks him with his lie detection skill. He says, it seems you are right. Your future vision skill must be at a low level right now. I want Pildu Gong alive. Dokja says, for the upcoming scenarios, right? I know you need him for the future scenarios, but you only need Pildu Gong, not his gang. I thought getting rid of them all would make the job simpler, but why are you letting them do this? Junhyuk gets irritated by his questions. He says, I am a busy man. You will never understand this. Dokja says, this is not a light matter. If you do nothing, the people of Cheongmuro Station will be killed. Junhyuk says, I don't care about that. Hearing this, Dokja says, I feel like punching you. Activating his skill, Tiger God Aura, Junhyuk says, do you have the confidence to do that? Dokja stops. Junhyuk tells Ji-hye to leave from there. After this, Dokja receives a message that there is 1 hour and 30 minutes left for the scenario to start. Dokja recalls that the third scenario is going to last for a week. Meanwhile, Junhyuk is preparing to get something else. Constellation Bald, General of the Volunteer Army, gets angry seeing the people suffering. Meanwhile, Dokja thinks, I cannot let Junhyuk do whatever he wants. Constellation Prisoner of the Golden Headband is thinking, what are you thinking? Just then, Dokja calls Junhyuk a son of a bitch. Hearing this, Prisoner of the Golden Headband becomes happy and gifts Dokja 100 coins. Just then, Hee-won comes there. She says, you were scared talking to Junhyuk, weren't you? Doctor says, what do you know? And anyway, I am more serious about Pildu Gong and his gang. Doctor says, I didn't change the topic because I'm scared of Junhyuk. I changed it because Pildu Gong is a bigger problem than Junhyuk. Hee-won explains, I heard that he's claiming public places as his own and renting property to people. Dokja thinks, we will need Pildu Gong's help to complete the third scenario. Hee-won says, I will go and teach him a lesson right now. And Dokja thinks, this won't work. He thinks, I will have to give them new weapons. She says, if we work together, we can defeat them. You remember what we did at Gumho Station, right? She activates the Fire of Judgment skill. But just then, she gets a message that the constellation of the pure good alignment does not grant permission for the skill. This skill is canceled. Hee-won doesn't understand anything, and Dokja recalls, Time of Judgment. This skill belongs to the Judge of Evil. This is a very overpowered buff skill, but the problem is that it only works when your opponent is evil. She says, why isn't my skill working? Pildu Gong and his gang are pure evil. Dokja explains, this is just our perspective. The scale on which we decide good and evil, constellations do not decide good and evil on that scale. Their scale is very different from ours. Dokja explains, there is a way up. It's not going to be easy, but we can defeat Pildu Gong. We have to get Pildu Gong out of his militarized zone. His stigma, militarized zone, is a very good defense skill, but it only works up to a specific area. If he steps out of his area, his machines stop working. But getting him out of there won't be easy. He has made his home there. He has blankets, food, everything there. His room is the biggest room at Cheongmuro Station. Hee-won says, what is this room? Just then, a message arrives that there is only 1 hour left for the third scenario to start. Just then, they see some people fighting among themselves for a room. Dokja says, we will talk about Pildu later. First, we should find a room for ourselves. Bi-hyung arrives there. He says, how is the third day of the main scenario going? So, some new faces have arrived here too. He snaps his fingers. The main scenario green zone appears in front of him, for which they have to occupy a green zone and fight the monsters emerging at midnight. But This scenario is going to last for 7 days. Right now, it is the 3rd day. Dokja's team gets scared seeing the scenario. Bi-hyung explains, the rule is simple. You have to occupy the green zone before others, and yes, you can also steal others' green zone. You should hurry. If you don't find a green zone quickly, you will be in big trouble. Good luck. Hearing this, the public starts fighting among themselves for the green zone. Looking at them, Sangha says, what do you think? Will we also have to fight like them? Dokja says, there's no need for that. We just have to find a room that can hold us all. He recalls that green zones come in different sizes. Some can hold only 1 person, and some can hold 70 people. Dokja says, let's split up and look for our room. Hyunsung and Sangha will be one team, Hee-won and Gil-young another. Hee-won asks, and what about you? Dokja says, I will search alone. If any of us doesn't find a room 20 minutes before the scenario starts, we will meet back here. They all leave to look for rooms. Meanwhile, reading TWSA, Dokja thinks, as I expected, no room is empty here. Now we only have 2 options left. But can he take the lives of others to save his own life? There are only 30 minutes left for the 3rd scenario to start. Dokja is reading TWSA. Just then, Bi-hyung asks, what are you doing? Constellation, prisoner of the Golden Handband, wants to know what is going on in Dokja's mind. Hiding his phone, Dokja thinks, I cannot let Bi-hyung and the Constellations find out that I'm reading TWSA. Just then, Bi-hyung says, why have you been staring at a blank screen for so long? You're boring the Constellations. Dokja thinks, what did he say? Blank screen? It means they cannot see TWSA. Showing the screen, he says, you mean this? Bi-hyung says, are you brainstorming? If you just keep sitting here like this, you will lose. I don't know what I saw in you. Meanwhile, Dokja thinks, even the highest administration power between Constellations and Dokkaebis cannot see my screen. I wonder how powerful the author of TWSA must be who sent me this. Just then, he sees that a boy has killed another person and taken his place. He says, don't come near me. Dokja explains, I am not going to take your place, don't worry. Just then, Ji-hee says from behind, you talk like an old man. It seems you don't want to live anymore. Dokja says, you are just as calm as I am. Ji-hee reveals, no one dares to enter my room. They know what will happen to them if they come into my room. Dokja thinks, right now, only the landlord group or Junyak can fight Ji-hee. Ji-hee says, I don't want you to get killed. Dokja explains, I am not going to die, don't worry. He says to Junyak standing behind Ji-hee, you don't need a room to survive the night. Ji-hee asks him, are you as strong as Master? Junyak says to Ji-hee, you should go to your room. He asks Dokja, are you going to fight the monsters? You and your friends will all be killed. Laughing, Dokja says, time will tell. Junyak starts leaving. Just then, Dokja sees his team arriving there who didn't find any room. Hee-won explains, they're charging way too many coins for the rooms. Hyunsung asks, did you find a room, Dokja? Dokja explains, no. Now we have 2 options. She thinks, we have so many options? Dokja says, in the first option, we will all survive, and this is the easy option. Hee-won asks, what is the second option? Dokja explains, the second option is very dangerous. One of us might even lose our life in it. The team wants to select the first option. Sangha asks, can you tell us the first option? Pointing, Dokja says, that the first option is right there. There is a room zoned for 5 people there. Look at them. That room can hold 5 people. There are already 5 people in it. But their stats are not that high. Any one of us can defeat these 5. Our option is to kill them and take the room from them. Hearing this, Gil-young says, if you are ready for the first option, then I am ready too. I'm not afraid of them. I can do it. Sangha stops Gil-young. Hee-won says, we already know this. She says, I have killed people at Gumho Station. I did this of my own free will, and I have no regrets about it. I kill people. That doesn't mean I enjoy killing them. I don't want to become a monster. Just then, Hyunsung says, I want to hear the second option. Dokja says, I understand. We will use the second option. Hee-won gets happy hearing this. She says, I knew you were testing us. Meanwhile, Dokja says, I wasn't testing you. He says to Gil-young, No matter which path you choose, I respect your choice. Now we are all ready for the second option, so you have to do exactly as I say. Please trust me. This might seem foolish to you, but if you don't do this, we will all be killed. There are 5 minutes left for the scenario to start. Dokja explains, the monsters will spawn from that direction. They will go through the station to the ground floor. They ask, so do we have to fight them? Dokja says, no. If we fight, we will all be killed. We have to split up for this plan. Hyunsung, Sangha, and Hiwon in one place, and me and Gilyong in another. You have to trust me. The third scenario activates. Dokja had told them that when the monsters spawn, run towards the monsters. Dokja orders, run! So they start running towards the monsters. Dokja had told them that they have to run towards the monsters and they have to start running after they spawn. Going forward, you will see a zone on the left. The third main scenario activates. Sangha looks for the zone in the left wall. After the monster spawned, that zone also spawned. Sangha touches it before the monsters reach there. A message arrives that the secretive area of Chungmuro Station activates. That green zone has a capacity of 3 people. Hiwon also reaches there. Just then, Sangha sees Hyunsung, who is fighting the monsters. Sangha uses her thread to bring him there too. All 3 of them have entered the green zone. Sangha says, what is Dokja going to do? Dokja is running from there carrying Gilyong, but the monsters have come quite close to him. Dokja and Gilyong start fighting the monsters. Dokja thinks, there are 2 hidden zones on this line. The second zone should be somewhere here. There's a person in front of him. He is in the green zone. Dokja thinks, to be honest, I want to steal that zone. Just then, Bihyung arrives there. This is very interesting. Why don't I add a penalty? He deactivates half of the green zones in this area, due to which that boy's green zone starts disappearing, and the monster kills him. Meanwhile, Dokja thinks, Junhyuk kept fighting these monsters all night. He is truly a monster. If I use all my coins, will I be able to do that too? I don't think so.
Just then, Gilyong tells Dokja, you can leave me here. Dokja says, what are you saying? Gilyong says, I don't understand why you are helping all of us. If you were alone, you would do better. Hearing this, Dokja thinks, to be honest, even I don't know the answer to this. I can only say one thing. Killing the monster, Dokja says, you are right. If I had done everything alone, it would have been easier for me and I would have earned more coins too. But I read a novel that became trash later on because its hero wanted to do everything alone. He thinks, I'm no hero, but Gilyong will not die today. Dokja activates his bookmark skill. He uses bookmark number 1, Namwon Kim's skill. Just then, using his skill, he moves forward while killing the monsters. Just then, he sees the light of a green zone. He understands that there is a green zone there. He runs towards the green zone, but just then, he sees that Junhyuk is standing in that green zone, and 2 people can fit in that green zone. Dokja says to Junhyuk, can you move from here? I know you can survive without this room. Junhyuk says, I don't think so. I'm feeling very tired today. Dokja gets angry. He thinks, Junhyuk is in his 3rd round. How does he know about the secret area this early? As far as I remember, he uses the green zone for the first time in the 4th round. Just then, they both look at Gilyong. Dokja says, at least take the kid. And Junhyuk says at the same time, give the kid to me. Dokja leaves Gilyong in that green zone. Now, Dokja is fighting the monsters there alone. Constellation, bald general of the volunteer army, has closed his eyes, and meanwhile, Constellation, demonic judge of fire, is pitying Dokja. Just then, Dokja reads Junhyuk's thoughts. I told you that you would be killed. And he looks towards Junhyuk. He says, I am not going to die. The monster knocks him down. The monsters have surrounded him. Gilyong shouts Dokja's name. Gilyong shouts Dokja's name, and meanwhile, Junhyuk is surprised seeing this. He thinks, what did I just see? Did he swallow that thing? Before the monsters attack, he swallowed that thing. Meanwhile, Dokja says in his mind, you must know what this is. Even knowing this, you cannot do something like this. Dokja has swallowed the Spectre Spirit Stone, which he obtained after defeating the ghost species. Energy starts emitting from Dokja. He becomes a ghost species. A message arrives that illusory prison activates. You have become a ghost species. Dokja opens his eyes. Someone is calling out to him. His head is spinning. He sees his mother in front of him. A message arrives that due to emotion, the effect of the fourth wall has decreased. He sees his father's dead body. He thinks, "Show me anything, but don't show this memory." Due to this trauma, his head starts hurting. He thinks, "Some memories should never be visited." By eating the Spectre Spirit Stone that I found in the middle of Chungmuro Station, you become a ghost species for some time. When this happens, you become invisible. In exchange, you have to endure your trauma. I didn't want to do this, but in the end, I had to. The fourth wall is very strong. Because of it, I have been able to survive until now. If anyone else had used this method, they would have surely died. I just have to wait for the fourth wall's effect to become fully active. Just then, someone calls out to him, mistaking him for Jun-yuk. A girl is standing there named Anna Croft. She asks, "Are you Jun-yuk?" And looking at Dokja's face, she says, "No, you are not Jun-yuk." And meanwhile, Dokja thinks, "Is this my trauma?" Anna Croft says, "You look Korean." Meanwhile, Dokja thinks, "Foreigner and blonde. Could it be her?" Anna Croft says, "Who are you?" Dokja checks her character profile. Anna Croft is using a mental barrier. The character skill breaks her mental barrier. Like Jun-yuk, Anna Croft's character also has too much info. The info is summarized. Dokja confirms that Anna Croft is in front of him, who is a prophet. He recalls that she can enter people's consciousness, a character from TWSA who can see the future and build a new future. Dokja calls her Anna Croft. Anna Croft asks, "But how do you know about me?" Dokja lies, "I am also a prophet." Anna Croft catches his lie with her lie detection skill. She asks, "Tell me the truth, who are you?" Meanwhile, Dokja thinks, "I know what is going on here. She must have noticed my presence because the effect of the fourth wall has reduced." Dokja says, "Do you really not know who I am? I gave you the sea monster ichthyosaur's nucleus. You received it, right? Didn't you implant the archdemon's eye in your left eye using its magic power?" Looking at his sword, Anna Croft says, "Was it you who requested broken faith through the auction? What is your name?" Meanwhile, Dokja thinks, "Archdemon's eye. She is lucky to have received a gift as expensive as 1,000,000 coins." Just then, the fourth wall starts coming back, and Dokja starts fading away. Anna Croft says, "Why can't I see you?" Dokja says, "We will meet again. Bye." Skill Fourth Wall becomes fully active. Now, the illusory prison has no effect on him. Dokja thinks, "Who thought that I would meet Anna Croft here? This is not right. I don't know how much time has passed. Is everyone okay? Is the third scenario still going on? What if I am in the middle of monsters right now? Did Jun-yuk kill Gil-yong?" Just then, his eyes open. He sees that his team is near him. He asks about the scenario. He finds out that the scenario is over and they all survived alive. Dokja looks around. There are dead bodies of many people lying there. He says, "We shouldn't celebrate yet. We have survived only one day." He starts to stand up. Hyunsung says, "You should rest." Dokja asks the time. He finds out that it is 8:30 in the morning. 30 minutes have passed since the scenario ended. He asks, "Where is Gil-yong?" Just then, he sees that Jun-yuk is talking to Gil-yong. Dokja cannot hear his conversation completely. He recalls that yesterday he was shocked seeing one of us. Was he shocked seeing Gil-yong? Jun-yuk asks, "Do you really not want to come with me? If you come with me, you can become strong very quickly." Gil-yong says, "I am still not going to come with you." Just then, Dokja activates Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint and starts reading his thoughts. Jun-yuk thinks, "Dokja is lucky. It seems I will have to keep him alive for a little longer." Hearing this, Dokja gets irritated. Just then, Gil-young sees Dokja awake. He comes running towards Dokja, and meanwhile, Junhyuk thinks, I cannot waste any more time. I have to work on tonight's plan. Meanwhile, Dokja thinks, what plan is he talking about? Dokja is very exhausted. He wants to read Junhyuk's thoughts, but he doesn't have energy, and he falls asleep. Byung says to Dokja, how long are you going to keep sleeping like this? Dokja wakes up. She notices that Dokja is awake. The rest of his team members are also resting. She asks, how do you find Hyun-sung's thigh? Hyun-sung is muttering something about his army in his sleep. Meanwhile, Dokja thinks, that's why I was wondering why I felt strange, as if I had gone back to the army. Byung says, you finally woke up. Look at these. He sends messages to Dokja. Constellation, demonic judge of fire, is feeling sympathy regarding his trauma. Constellation, abyssal black flame dragon, is interested in his past. Constellation's secretive plotter wants to know more about his mother. The constellations have given him 1,800 coins. Meanwhile, Dokja thinks, they found out a little bit about my past anyway. A message arrives that you survived at Cheongmiro Station without a green zone. You are the second player to do so. For this, you are given 1,000 coins. Right now, Dokja has a total of 22,650 coins. He thinks, I have enough coins. Stretching, she asks, what is your plan for tonight? Do you have to do the same as last night today as well? Dokja explains, no, that was only a one-time green zone. He recalls that in TWOSA, nothing was mentioned about a secret room for the fourth day. He says, we will end the third scenario today itself, so let's go to hunt the landlord. Dokja is planning to fight Pil-du-gung and his gang. Hyun-sung opens his eyes. He says, it seems I dozed off too. Dokja tells him, in your sleep you were calling yourself Private Hyun-sung Lee and I don't know what else. Hyun-sung says, maybe this is happening because of my army trauma. Dokja says, but I thought you were a commissioned officer there. Hyun-sung explains to him, I was promoted to that position at the end of compulsory service. Meanwhile, Dokja thinks, I don't think anyone enjoys military service either. In TWOSA, there is no mention of Hyun-sung's military service, but I am sure this service wouldn't have been easy for him. To boost Hyun-sung's confidence, he says, I'm happy that you are on my side. When you are on my side, I feel like someone is standing there to protect me. Hyun-sung starts blushing. Dokja goes to the other members and says, did you see what I did? This will help Hyun-sung. He feels very down these days. If we cheer him up, he will feel better. He thinks that according to TWSA, Hyun-sung's attribute blossom should have happened while fighting the Cheldo gang. But instead of Hyun-sung, Hee-won fought more, and her attribute blossomed. Junhyuk is busy with his work. I should focus on my work, and I also have to handle the Pil-du gang. I have to bloom Hyun-sung's attribute. Hearing Dokja's words, Hyun-sung feels responsible. Sang-e says, I also want to help Hyun-sung. Meanwhile, wondering how Dokja knows all this, Hee-won asks him, is your supporting constellation the one-eyed Maitreya? Dokja says, what is that? She says, don't you know about Gunye? Dokja says, this is a skill of mine that helps me understand people, so let's cheer Hyun-sung up. You just have to go one by one and cheer him up. First, Hee-won goes. She says, I like that you never change, as if you are a large pine tree. Hyun-sung thanks her. He feels satisfied with himself. He reveals, in the military, my favorite song was named Green Pine Tree. She says, when did I ask you that? This makes Hyun-sung sad. Dokja is disappointed. After this, Sang-e goes there. She says, I haven't seen anyone other than you who cares so much about justice. This doesn't cheer Hyun-sung up. Rather, he starts thinking about justice. He thanks Sang-e. After this, Gil-young goes there. He says, Hyun-sung, your muscles are awesome. Hearing this, Hyun-sung starts feeling confident. Gil-young did this job easily. Meanwhile, Hee-won thinks, did I just need to do that much? Dokja thinks, this will help Hyun-sung. Hyun-sung Lee is waiting for his attribute to blossom. Dokja praises Gil-young. He says, And did you do the other job? Dokja had asked him to find Jihye. Gilyung reveals, she is on the first basement floor. Dokja says, okay, I will come in a while. He is going to meet Jihye. He wants to get her on his team. The landlord group says to him, look who has come. He is living on our land without paying money. We heard that you survived last night without a room. Seems Junhyuk must have helped you. Dokja is counting the green rooms there and is going to fight Pildugong tonight. The landlord group says, doesn't it feel difficult being Junhyuk's underling? Why don't you join us? Pildu was saying that he can let you join the group, but yes, you will have to bring those girls too. Dokja checks the stairs. There are 11 green rooms there. The landlord group says, are you listening to me? Dokja says, I am listening. Tell Pildu that I will think about it and let him know. He thinks, the number of rooms has decreased from before. After this, he goes to the basement first floor. Just then, Jihye places her sword near his head from behind. She says, I am disappointed in you. Meanwhile, Dokja thinks, when did she get behind me?
Did she use her ghost walk skill? Jihye Lee says, do you know what will happen if you make a deal with him? Dokja says, yes, I know. Jihye asks, why didn't you kill them last night? Dokja says, put the sword down. I came here to talk to you. Hearing this, Jihye is shocked. She says, what did you say? You came to talk? Nodding, Dokja looks behind. But vanishing from there, she comes in front of him towards the exit. She asks, what do you want to talk about? Dokja thinks she is fast. He asks, why are you standing there? She reveals, Master has told me to guard this place. I won't let you go past here. Hearing this, Dokja gets worried. He thinks, so Junghyuk is planning to do this. It seems I will have to do things quickly. He explains, I came here to ask for your help. I'm going to defeat Pildu and his gang today. Hearing this, Jihye Lee becomes happy. His understanding regarding Jihye starts increasing. Jihye is going to help Dokja's team. Hee-won asks, is she really helping us? Dokja explains, granted she is short-tempered, but she is not cold-blooded. He recalls how he convinced Jihye Lee. He explains, if you don't help us, many people will be killed. Jihye Lee says, they are all going to die anyway. Dokja says, so Jonyuk told you this. I saw the broadcast of your scenario in the metro. Hearing this, Jihye Lee becomes silent. Dokja explains, you were killing your best friend. I don't think you wanted to do that. The sword slips from Jihye Lee's hand. She says, what do you even know? Dokja says, I don't know much. I'm just saying whatever comes to my mind. But if you don't help me today, you will regret it for the rest of your life. I guarantee this. It is 7 in the evening. Dokja explains, tonight is going to be even more dangerous than last night. Are you all ready? We will proceed according to the plan. Hee-won, Sangha, and Gilyung are in one team, Hyun-sung and Dokja are in the second team, and Jihye Lee is solo. Pildu Gung is smiling. Dokja says, time is running out. We have to attack the landlord group before they find out. Hee-won, Sangha, and Gilyung, you handle platform number 4. The landlord sees that Hee-won is coming towards him with a sword. He says, what are you doing? Don't come near us. Attacking him, Hee-won says, forgive me. Actually, Dokja's plan is to destroy all the green rooms, and meanwhile, Dokja and Hyun-sung are going upstairs. Hyun-sung says, I'm not feeling good. You all are relying on me, but I'm worried. I don't think I can do it. Meanwhile, Dokja thinks, but you are the center of this operation. How can you say that? He says, everything is fine. I trust you. Hyun-sung says, this is the first time someone has trusted me. Even in the army, no one trusted me. Meanwhile, Dokja thinks, I didn't read about this in TWSA either. He says, after all this is over, I would like to hear your story. Hyun-sung says, talking to you makes me feel like you have known me for a long time. Dokja receives a message that Hyun-sung is opening up to you. Your understanding regarding him is increasing further. Hyun-sung says, I mean... Just then, members of the landlord group call out to Dokja. They say, have you come to make a deal with us? Where are your friends? They are beating a girl. He says, don't worry about this girl. She refused to sell us her room. Dokja looks at Hyun-sung.
He is angry. He says, "Let that girl go." Just then the group says, "Who are you? How dare you give us orders?" Hyunsung looks at Dokja. Dokja nods and signals him. Hyunsung's attribute is about to bloom. Meanwhile, Dokja thinks, "I should increase my growth for this, but I need coins for later too." He uses 2,400 coins to bring both his stamina and strength to level 18. He currently has 20,450 coins. Just then, suddenly the station starts shaking and a loud sound comes. This is all done by Dokja's group. Dokja takes advantage of this and cuts off the gang member's hand. He tells Hyunsung to move forward. The gang member calls out to Pildu, "Look what is happening there!" Dokja and Hyunsung are about to enter his room. Hyunsung uses his stigma, Great Mountain, to stop the gang members, and meanwhile, Dokja goes into Pildugong's area. As soon as he enters his area, Pildugong's stigma, Militarized Zone, activates. Those machines are about to shoot Dokja. Hyunsung throws the shield to Dokja. Catching the shield, Dokja protects himself from the attack of those machines. Dokja has saved himself. Due to the level increase, his body has also become strong. Wearing his cap, Pildu says, "So you finally came. Seems like you haven't come here to make a payment." Dokja notices that Pildu has upgraded his skill. Dokja says, "I won't give you a single penny." Pildu says, "So you have come here to snatch the property." Pildu's machine guns start reloading again. Just then, a member calls out to Pildu. Dokja notices that the member is slashed from behind, meaning Jihei did this to him. That member tells Pildu about Jihei, how she is killing their men and destroying the green zones. Meanwhile, Dokja tells Hyunsung, "This is the right time, so let's get started," and he gets ready for the attack. His attribute is blossoming, and Dokja thinks the purpose of this operation was to make his attribute blossom. This is great. This is my favorite scene from TWSA. I am watching it with my own eyes. I can't believe it. That is why Hyunsung is considered one of the strongest characters in TWSA. With his attribute blossoming, a new stigma is unlocked. Dokja recalls that when Hyunsung uses the skill, no one can match him in TWSA. He uses the Great Mountain Crush stigma, enlarging his hand into the ground, punches it into the ground. Due to this, the whole ground starts breaking, and the green zone gets destroyed. And along with this, Pildugong's private property is also ruined. Hyunsung says, "You told me that you wanted to know my story, but I also want to know your story." Dokja can't believe that a TWSA character is interested in knowing his story. He says, "My story will bore you." They both start laughing. A gang member's voice comes from below saying, "Help me." Dokja says, "Right now, we have to teach them a lesson." Pildu says, "What have you done?" Dokja says, "Why don't we talk about the time when no one was the owner of private property?" Just then, Dokja sees that Hee-won and her group have also arrived there. He asks, "So did you destroy the green zones?" Hee-won reveals, "Yes, we destroyed them all. I didn't know we could destroy them by hitting the floor." Dokja explains, "I sent Hee-won, Gil-young, and Sanga to destroy the small green zones." Just then, Bi-hyung shouts, "What are you doing?" Dokja covers his ears due to the messages. Bi-hyung explains, "Do you think only my channel is here? All the dokebis have gone mad because of your action. They won't spare you." Dokja tells him to calm down. He explains, "My head will explode from the sound of the messages." A message arrives that Constellation, prisoner of the Golden Handband, is very happy with this action of his. Constellation, bald general of the Volunteer Army, is very happy with this revolt of yours. Constellation, Abyssal Black Flame Dragon, is also enjoying it. He is given 300 coins. Bi-hyung says, "It's not just my channel here." Dokja asks, "Which channel is Pildu Bum from?" Bi-hyung tells him he is from Biryu's channel. Dokja says, "Biryu? Who was managing your channel a while ago? By the way, how is his audience?" Bi-hyung reveals they are all thrill seekers there. Just then, he notices Jihei Lee there. He asks, "Did you destroy them too?" Jihei says, "Yes, it was no big deal." Dokja explains, "I took Jihei Lee's help to destroy the large zones. Hee-won couldn't destroy those green zones." Jihei is truly Jungyak's disciple. No, it would be correct to say that she is the incarnation of the sea god. Her constellation is very tremendous. She notices that the landlord gang is coming there. All the members have come to that floor.
Bi-hyung says, now you are done for. Just then, a window opens and the bounty hunting scenario begins. The constellations of Biryu's channel have placed a bounty of 2,000 coins on Dokja's head, and the time limit of the scenario is 10 minutes. Leaving from there, Ji-hae says, I'm not going to help you in this. Closing the window, Dokja says, I don't need your help. Hee-won says, getting 2,000 coins for killing you. Dokja says, are you going to kill me? Hee-won says, if it were 20,000 coins, I would have thought about it. Protecting Dokja, Hyun-sung says, you get behind me. Dokja asks, how many more times can you use your skill? Hyun-sung reveals, I can do it 2 more times. Some men come forward for Dokja's 2,000 coins. Gil-young gets ready to fight them. Dokja explains.
To relax, we are not going to fight them. He recalls that in a chapter of TWSA, Jeong-hook goes mad due to repeated regressions. He destroys all the green zones here. The condition right now is the same as what happened there. It should be here too. Just then, a message arrives that due to all green zones being destroyed, the main system has overloaded. The difficulty level of the current scenario is being adjusted according to the remaining duration of the scenario. The current scenario is updated. Due to all green zones being destroyed, all the remaining monsters are being summoned at once. Now, they have to survive against these monsters for 8 hours. The reward is 1,000 coins. Monsters start spawning. Gang members say, what is happening here? They run away seeing the monsters. Dokja tells Hyun-sung to go to the other stairs, and he himself goes to the other stairs with the rest. Dokja and his team block the way for others on those stairs. Breaking the stairs with his sword, Dokja says, it seems you didn't understand. Even if you come here, you won't be able to survive. This is not a green zone. There is only one way to survive here. Dokja has separated himself from the others. The gang asks, how can we survive? Dokja says, fight. Gang members try to find another way, but just then, Hyun-sung breaks the stairs from the other side. Now the gang cannot come up. Now, monsters are coming at them from both sides. She says, you didn't tell us this. This way, all of these people will be killed. Dokja says, I know. He uses In-ha's power Insight with his skill Bookmark. He incites the gang. He says, Pil-do, are you just going to stand there like a fool? Don't you want to live? You can save everyone with your power. Pil-do says, you are done for. Just then, the gang members ask Pil-do to save them. Just then, Dokja says, the third scenario can be cleared. The scenario will spawn only as many monsters as you can handle. He thinks, I am not lying. If everyone here had fought together, more people would have survived today. Actually, the biggest trap was this green zone. The members start asking Pil-do for help. Ji-hae's constellation, God of Naval Warfare, agrees with him. Pil-do says, okay, everyone get ready. The militarized zone takes some time to get ready. You fight the monsters until then. Monsters are about to eat those 2 survivors who came here for Dokja's bounty. Dokja tells Sanga to save them. Sanga saves one of them. That survivor thanks her. Just then, Dokja asks, are you still after my bounty? Just then, a message arrives that Dokja's bounty has been removed due to time running out. Dokja says, it seems you are late. That survivor apologizes to him. Just then, Pil-do shouts, move out of the way! He has activated private property. His stigma, militarized zone, activates. Monsters enter his property, and Pil-do's machines start killing them. Seeing this, Hyun-sung says, his stigma is truly great, but he is using a lot of mana. Will he be able to hold out against them? Dokja explains that his stigma doesn't use that much mana. Nothing will happen to him right now. Let's sit comfortably and enjoy the show. You are lucky to be with me. Pointing towards Pil-do and his gang, Hee-won says, what about them? Dokja says, it seems they are not that lucky. Meanwhile, Pil-do is cursing Dokja. He says, why don't you just die? His skill, Private Property, levels up. Then Militarized Zone levels up. Then Pil-do gets a new skill named Barrier. Dokja thinks, it's been an hour since the fight started. Pil-do's constellation is supporting him a lot, but the question is, how long will he continue to support Pil-do like this? Ji-hye is laughing at Pildu's condition. Meanwhile, Dokja thinks, a while ago she was telling me to help him. She is truly Jung-yuk's disciple. Hee-won has fallen asleep there. Dokja asks, by the way, where is Jung-yuk? Ji-hye says, how would I know? He's always busy. Just then, Dokja asks, what time did he leave for the dungeon? Ji-hye reveals, at 9 this morning. Just then, she says, but how do you know about this? Dokja thinks, it's 8 p.m. right now. It's been 11 hours since he went into the dungeon, but he still hasn't come out. It seems I will have to do something. He tells Bi-young to open the shop. Bi-young says, I'm not going to do that. My subscribers are increasing very rapidly right now. His channel is expanding. He is happy for his channel. Dokja says, open the shop quickly. If you don't open the shop, you will lose subscribers. Tell them that you need a break for channel expansion. Bi-young says, no, I am not going to do anything right now. Dokja gives Bi-young 5,000 coins. He says, quickly upgrade my membership to gold. Bi-young makes him a gold member. Sangha notices that Dokja is buying something in the shop. She asks, what is this? He has bought a support contract and many medium mana recovery potions. Dokja used 15,000 coins in this. Seeing this, Bi-young says, why did you buy this contract? Did you forget our agreement? You refused to sign a support contract with any constellation. Dokja explains to him, don't worry, this is not that. Why would I sign a supporting constellation? Dokja writes his name in the employer section and then writes the name in the employee section. Apart from him, no character can read that contract. Sangha says, I cannot read whatever he has written. Dokja explains, just watch. Meanwhile, fighting the monsters, Pildu's condition is worsening. Dokja thinks, Pildu still has to fight for 6 hours and 30 minutes more. His supporting constellation is not that rich either. Hee-won and Gil-young bring supplies to the room. Dokja recalls that most of the constellations on Pildu's channel are thrill seekers. Seeing Pildu fight like this, they must have left the channel. Pildu's constellation won't be able to support him much, and he doesn't want to see his incarnation, Pildu, die. Just then, he sees that Pildu's constellation is asking for help from other constellations. Laughing, Dokja thinks, I was waiting for this. Meanwhile, Constellation Prisoner of the Golden Headband is laughing at him. Just then, Dokja says, look here, would you prefer to die or sign a contract with me? I am not a constellation, so I cannot become a supporting constellation, but I can sponsor you. Pildu says, what nonsense are you talking about? Meanwhile, Dokja says, I am not talking to you. Hearing this, Bi-young is surprised. Dokja says, hurry up and answer me. I can give all these potions to Pildu if you make a contract with me. Bi-young says, what are you doing? Actually, Dokja is talking about a contract with Pildu's constellation, Defense Master, to help him. Hearing this, Constellation Defense Master is very surprised. Meanwhile, Bi-young says, have you gone crazy? I have never seen anyone sponsoring a constellation. Dokja says, what happened? Can't I do it? Bi-young says, he is a constellation. Do you think he will even make a deal with a human like you? Dokja says, what do you think? He doesn't have any more coins. Pildu's ambition is worsening. Dokja recalls that in the previous scenario, Defense Master's hometown was destroyed, so this means people don't remember anything about Defense Master. People don't know his story. In the world of Starstream, stories are the source of power. Constellations who don't have a story cannot earn coins, nor can they support their incarnation. And when this constellation cannot spread its story through its incarnation, it is forgotten and it dies. If there are no stories of a constellation and no one to remember those stories, the constellation will die. He thinks that Defense Master is not like the monarch of small fries. He takes care of his incarnation. Seeing Pildu in this condition, it seems Constellation Defense Master has no coins left. Sangha thinks, it seems Pildu is about to die. Meanwhile, Dokja thinks, yes, if we don't do anything, he will die. So, Defense Master, what are you going to do? Blood starts coming out of Pildu's mouth. Just then, Dokja receives a message that Constellation Defense Master wants to know the terms and conditions of the contract. He reviews the contract, and meanwhile, Bi-young is blown away. After this, the constellation asks for some time to think about the contract. Dokja is smiling. He says in his mind, Pildu, you are about to be sold. A message arrives that Defense Master has added new clauses to this contract. If Dokja agrees to these clauses, Defense Master is ready to sign the contract. Dokja reads Defense Master's conditions, that Dokja will respect Defense Master's property rights and give Pildu Gong the right to live, and secondly, Dokja will have to help Pildu improve. Reading this, Dokja thinks, anyway, I was going to train Pildu, so this is no problem for me. The most important clause for me is this one, where it is written that Dokja will have authority over Pildu Gong. He can give him a maximum of 10 orders per day. Dokja says, okay, I accept. Defense Master signs it. Pildu is vomiting blood. Just then, he sees a potion in front of him. Dokja says, take this. This will help you fight the monsters. Pildu, taking the potion, he asks, do you think I will forgive you? Pildu drinks the potion and his mana recovers. Pildu says angrily, just let me get out of here once. Just then, Dokja tells Pildu to calm down. Pildu's form stops. According to the contract, Dokja's commands will be valid. Dokja says, so get to work, and yes, from now on, don't bother my friends. Pildu can't believe it. Meanwhile, Bi-hyung asks, Dokja, what is this? Were you planning this from the start? I caused big trouble by leaving you unchecked. A message arrives that Constellation's secretive plotter is excited by this idea of yours. Out of shock, the staff drop from Constellation, prisoner of the golden handband's hand. Constellation Abyssal Black Flame Dragon is angry at your circus. Leaving from there, Dokja says, it seems now I should go somewhere else. There's a bastard here who left people here to die and went to get rare items. I'm going to beat him up properly. And he is talking about Young Hyuk. He recalls that in this dungeon, Young Hyuk gives up and regresses, and thus his life ends. Reading TWSA, Dokja thinks this cannot happen. How can this happen in the third round? Meanwhile, Hee-won asks, what are you looking at on the phone? Dokja explains, I'm checking the calendar. Just then, Hee-won asks, which bastard were you talking about? Is he worse than Pildu? Dokja says, yes, he is the worst. He is going towards the dungeon with Gil-young and Hee-won. Dokja explains, I have left Hyun-sung and Sang-ha with Pildu. They just have to keep an eye on Pildu. Dokja explains, you keep giving this potion to Pildu every 40 minutes. You don't have to do much. He thinks, I am more worried about Young Hyuk than Pildu. Just then, Ji-hae comes there. She asks, where are you going? Dokja says, you can come with us. He explains that Young Hyuk is in danger. He recalls that in TWSA, Young Hyuk clears the Chunmuro hidden dungeon a total of 8 times, and out of those, he fails twice and succeeds 6 times. He fails in his 8th and 11th regression. But Young Hyuk is currently in his 3rd regression. Dokja says, he entered the hidden dungeon from exit number 1, right? And it's been 11 hours since he went. He has arrived in front of the hidden dungeon. Dokja thinks, today, Young Hyuk will be killed.